So, I know we got some people recently watched the VOD. Would you like to recap for both the recording and the benefit of everyone else here?
David, would you like to, because you were the one that caught the little hiccup that we assumed was...
Alright, so last time we
on Dragon Ball Z!
I was about to say that.
listen, I've been rewatching Dragon Ball and I'm loving it. Last time on the Broken Road, we continue to our investigation into Heronheart as to why Reservion was there and why he left. During this investigation, we realized that the statue was not a statue, it was actually the guardian of Heronheart. And as we proceeded to the keep, and
all speculation, by the way. We don't actually know.
yeah, all speculation. As we proceeded to the keep, we realized that whatever enchantment is on this statue also has might also have an effect on the keep that causes us to get stuck in a memory loop of whatever we are trying to do. Currently, Ira, our favorite owl, is caught in it with Sly using beast sense on her. I'm Giant, holding my lovely bride, Marcus.
Okay, so do you know if you're all like on the ground chilling, trying to think this through, or if there's anybody still up on the wall having a conniption fit?
The only one who is not on the ground
would be
is
on
if
the
I
wall,
am...
yeah?
Right, Ira's on the
only
wall.
one not. Yeah.
If someone else is not on the ground, it's because they are in the process of throwing Marcus.
I wouldn't be throwing you, I'd be jumping with you, cradling you
Oh,
like
true.
my bride to be.
True enough.
All right. Well, yeah, I think that's a pretty good summary. You're all standing next to this ancient cobble wall. I want to say 50 or 60 feet high. No more, actually. It was 100, I think.
It was 100. I was going to
100,
say,
yep,
hey,
yep.
oh,
was 100.
wait, we can definitely get over it then.
I gotta review my notes. Yeah,
Oh, no.
100. All right. Go ahead. Let roleplay commence. I think you guys did a bang up job.
Alright, so Marcus, what's going on? Every time I jump up, you look like you're losing yourself.
Do I? I don't know what's going on.
Well, every time my feet leave the ground and we get closer to Ira, your eyes tend to glaze over for a few seconds, then you ask me why didn't I jump yet?
Yeah, it's like I'm waiting to send off my message, and then next thing I know, you're telling me you already jumped.
Wait, can you tell that you're waiting to send off your message, or is it a... Because there's a very big difference if you actually know what's going on, or if...
The way Austin described it was, I'm like anticipating, like, alright, send the message to Ira, tell her this, send the message to Ira, tell her this. Why haven't we left yet? And by that point, realistically, I'm on the ground again. And so, Marcus doesn't know... Marcus wouldn't know that the jump happened.
Okay, so like the so it's more that you just feel like you need to, that you still haven't gotten that message across.
I just don't detect that we've jumped.
Right. Okay. That's still quite a bit of a big difference. Because I don't know, the way that you worded it makes it seem like you knew what was happening when you shouldn't.
No, this is Marcus reacting to people he's coming to trust, telling him that we did in fact already jump, and he's taking their word for it.
What happens next?
How do we figure this out? What are you trying to do when you jump exactly?
Well, you're the one that's jumping.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm very
What are you
confused.
trying to do when I jump with you with my cradled in my arms like a tiny baby?
I'm trying to send a message to Ira to tell her to look down beyond the wall so that I can teleport inside. Or rather, so that Sly can teleport us all inside.
Okay, so I walk up after they're done doing their jumping or whatever. They've jumped twice now. I hate to interrupt, gentlemen, but we've got about 30 seconds before you all can't do this anymore.
That's not a lot of time.
What's going on?
Something's happening every time we try to jump. He can't focus, it seems. Every time I jump, he gets the deadpan look in his eyes.
Is it deadpan like he's talking to Ira, or is it...
I'm not a magic person, I don't really know.
Well, okay, Marcus, are you talking to Ira?
Not currently. I can try to get through to her so you can see what that looks like.
Well, I mean, you all have another chance. I mean, take it. Probably one more time.
Let me double check something real quick. You guys can go ahead and keep deliberating. I have
we only have 30 seconds to deliberate.
okay.
And even then, it's a rough estimate of how long we've actually taken. Because both of these spells only last for a minute.
Yeah.
I just know that you all have jumped twice now, which
Yeah.
is at least 12 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good to just continue to keep trying to roll the dice. I don't have anything to
I'm just imagining what this looks like from like an exterior perspective. Just these insane people just jumping repeatedly, trying to do
with
who
the
knows what.
skin and bones.
The knoll that
nerd
got
in
away
their
is
hand.
just like, I wonder how high he can jump this time. I wonder if he's gonna get over the wall.
Everyone's
Yeah.
taking bets.
He's got a bag of popcorn, just...
Yep. Someone's got cotton candy. I mean, if worst comes to worst, I have
well,
like a super high level spell, but
Well,
Still
do
make
you
it work.
remember? You don't remember anything at all, because we've seen you jump twice, and it's about to be a third time, which is going to be the last time. You don't remember anything.
no, I couldn't have told you I left the ground.
What the hell?
Okay. Sold you.
So,
You,
I'm
you
gonna-
take your man child in your arms and
You're man child.
yeah, I'm gonna like
Me and my man child will do
absent-mindedly.
one more jump.
Yeah, I'm gonna like sidle over to Soul as everyone's just kind of looking around and just like absent-mindedly do that thing where I like swing my legs up and into his arms. Just like, well, one more try, I guess. What have we got to lose?
Alright, we do one more jump.
I'm mentally calculating all the things that could go horribly wrong as I say this.
Nothing, because I have I land softly.
No, I know.
as you're preparing to launch yourself, a small drizzle of rain begins to fall on your face. As you launch yourself upward, Sol, Marcus, are you sending to try, or just using your telepathic connection to get in contact with your
Yeah, no, just telepathic connection. Wait a second. If the wall... Oh, wait, no, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. If the wall's 100 feet high. Never mind. Okay, so
Yeah.
charisma save?
That's
Yeah,
correct.
hold on. Oh yeah. So like that's the thing is like as soon as you see over that wall, it's gonna be a charisma save.
Yeah. We should have had you cast guidance on me, but oh well.
I
Alright.
can't. I'm maintaining concentration on
Oh.
enlarge.
Oof.
Rip.
It's to be
Alright.
expected, but...
He ends in large, halfway up, and casts guidance.
No, I have to touch him actually for guidance.
Oh,
though.
gotcha,
Yeah.
okay.
So...
Soul takes you
hear
with
it.
you.
Yeah, he carries us both up.
Yeah. All right, man. What'd you get? A 6?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it fries you again, and Soul goes back down, and you have the exact same sensation, except now you have a bit of the conversation you guys had directly before you jumped to work off of, and you get the sinking feeling it happened again.
Oh, so now he is at least cognizant of
Right. Well, like
that there is an issue.
just based on the exertions of everyone around you as they look at you, and as Soul slowly shrinks, and now you just
Okay.
have this really awkward experience of Soul just Soul just holding you, and his arms
Hello.
kind of groaning under the weight.
Well, so that didn't work. I'm assuming, because he still looks like a little bit like he has no idea what's going on. Are you
I
able
don't
to
think I
call
can-
Ira back to us?
No. Well, yeah.
Can you dismiss Ira?
Yeah, Sly was saying not to, but I guess we have no choice.
Yeah, the problem is that no matter what we do at this point, even if he can see over the wall, he can't really see over the wall, right?
Well, his spell is still active for probably another 9 minutes, but
Yeah. Well,
you know, hey,
you
Sly.
could stay here with Sly, and David and I, Soul and I, could end up going back to the fountain.
Here's another idea, Sly. Yeah, bro. What you want from me? Would you be able to?
He's an imposter. Kill him.
So casual ventriloquism.
Yes.
Also, Sly's deafened. He can't hear you.
What?
Oh,
What's wrong with
Sly is
Sly?
deafened.
Why is he deafened?
because of beast sense.
Beef
That's
sense
right.
deafened.
That's right. Yeah, Sly. Yeah.
I forgot about that. Actually,
He can see though. Can he see, or is he seeing through the eyes of his?
No,
his...
he was seeing through the eyes of Ira.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and
Oh,
dismiss
so
Ira.
Sly is still fried as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and dismiss Ira, and then summon her back to my shoulder, which I can do for free.
Check how long
Um,
beast sense lasts.
It's like 10 minutes, I think.
Okay, so for a while longer.
I was gonna
But
say,
if,
like, if
that's a good question for you. If
Oh,
I dismiss Ira,
it's concentration up to 1 hour, so it actually would have broken pretty quickly. Yeah. So yeah, he's yeah, he kind of shoots back to himself, and we'll say he's kind of been offering some casual Sly advice, but mostly keeping it to himself. Deep in
bro,
thought.
that was crazy. What the heck happened there, bro? I don't know. Hey, Sly. Yeah, bro. What do you want? You're sticky, right? Of course I am, man. You know me.
you know me.
Would you be able to climb the wall yourself and then teleport your spirit while we're all around? Huh.
Yeah, but,
No,
but
you
I don't know if that's like a good idea, considering like all of this weird mind schmance is happening right now.
Yeah, well, it may be our only option at this point.
I have another idea. You say so. From what I'm gathering, a similar magic is here. That's on the statue, right?
Yeah. Marcus has detect magic detected abjuration in vast quantities.
Oh, on
So-
both the gate and the... Yeah.
Gate wall statue.
So, can we try and see if there's an answer at the statue instead of? Because I'd rather not send Sly up there just to get him trapped too.
True.
Yeah, imagine he gets stuck up there just hanging on the wall and we can't get him down.
True.
I could get him down, but then I get stuck as well.
Slowly but surely, everyone just starts hanging on the wall one by
We're all
one.
just stuck to Sly, actually.
It's just like a chain blowing in the wind. Yeah, so we can either go back to the statue, or I can even try and work something out here. I don't have much in the way of high level interpretation of magic, but I can certainly do what I can. Maybe throw up the dome for a little bit of protection.
We don't need protection right now.
Oh, true. Yeah, I'm down to go revisit the statue.
Let's go revisit the statue.
Custodian, are you doing anything special here, or are you just kind of following the party?
Custodian has little care for whatever they're doing here. Is more just watching out to make sure that there's no more gnolls coming.
Sure thing, yeah. So Custodian's kind of standing watch. Okay.
Alright, so when we get back to the statue, I would like to, well, first, I want to, like, stick my hand into the water very carefully.
Yeah. A tingling feeling rushes over your fingers.
No further effect, I assume?
It's not unpleasant. Yeah.
I'll look over to Custodian. Custodian, didn't you drink some of this, in a manner of speaking?
Sorry, what are you referring to?
The fountain water. That, I believe it gave you temp HP. But
He
Mark
kind of
hasn't
looks
looked
at his
that.
hands, at his wooden hand for a second. Yes.
Did it do anything to you?
I do not know.
You felt extra rejuvenated and kind of weirdly at peace, I would say, for the sensations you felt.
He still doesn't know what that means. So.
Alright. I will shrug and wade through the water to get up to the actual statue.
I actually have a question for Custodian.
Okay.
So, you're older than basically everyone here. Do you know any stories about Servion or this guardian here?
Oh, time for my research to come in.
That's right.
Should I be making any sort of checks for this?
Yes.
Okay.
I want you to roll me a history check with advantage.
Okay. Where is my advantage toggle? Here it is.
Okay.
Yes, sorry.
Hey.
17.
Custodian, all this has seemed rather trivial in your mind up until this point. This is not a province of Arxes. This is not a land of Arxes. These people are not of Arxes. How you are here, why you are here, you have simply attempted to be helpful. But something begins to click in the back of your mind as you gaze at this statue. Something very important at the back of your mind, archived away hundreds of years, struggling to wriggle free. You know this figure.
Forgot to.
You can almost say his name.
It's a he.
It begins with a K. As you feel a strange sensation wriggling on your back, the vines leafing turn towards the statue as almost as though it were a sunflower following a source of nourishment.
What?
Alright. At this, Custodian will immediately ignore the question and try and figure out what's going on with the leaves.
What they're searching for, what they think they found. You aren't sure. You take a step to the side and realize the leaves aren't pointing towards the statue. They're pointing towards the castle.
Ooh.
The stairs at the castle. Perhaps there is something of note inside the castle.
Yes,
And yes,
how
I'm
do we
aware
get
that does not
inside the
answer your
castle?
question. I do not know.
Did you tell us about the guy's name starting with K?
He has not shared that information because he got distracted. If you, I'll just put it this way, you'd have to ask him again for him to think to share something like that, because that's not currently the point of concern.
I mean, I would ask because he never answered the question in the first place.
Okay. So the question was something to do, or what was the exact question?
If you knew anything about Vesuvion, or specifically the Guardian.
I have a memory. Perhaps. It is strange. It is familiar. I know a name, but I do not know a name. It begins with K.
Hey,
My memory has not been up to, what's the words he would use here? Basically, it's been bad since he woke up.
huh?
Maybe like your memory has degraded over time.
My memory is damaged. Maybe would be the way he'd put it.
Requires additional calibration.
Yes.
Well,
Huh.
choices. The Warforge, acting enigmatically, the plant on his back behaving strangely. You get the impression there's some kind of connection here, but you don't know what. How do you proceed?
Okay, so help me understand, because I know you have kind of an interesting approach to the identification spell. This is obviously, the statue is obviously a source of incredible magic. So, if I were to cast Identify, would that aid in an Arcana check, or?
So looking at an Identify, Identify tells you if there is a magical school on the object, right? And it tells you what the object does, if it does anything. So, yeah, it's a 10-minute rich... no, might be 10 minute...
It's a 1 minute, and then you can ritual it.
That's right, ritual. 11. Yeah, 11. So, I don't believe you tried to identify it.
I have not yet, no. I know you have an interesting approach, because, like, the wording of the spell, here, I'll post it.
Right.
You choose an object,
I totally
to
thought
touch
he
it.
tried to identify the fountain already. I seriously thought you already did.
No, I acquiesced to David. If it's magic, or some magic imbued item, you learn its properties and how to use them. Whether it requires attunement, how many charges, you learn whether spells or items are... You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. Okay, so that would be helpful. And if the item was created by a spell, you learn what spell created. And then same kind of works for a creature. Are you going to allow that? Because this is so powerful. Because in the past, you've kind of kicked back against letting me benefit from...
So essentially, if there is something on it you cannot comprehend, you will get at least an inkling of what it is supposed to do.
Okay.
Like it's not going to be a wasted spell, but right there are limits to a level 1 identify spell.
Okay. Number 1, would it help if I upcast it? I know there's no upcast in the description itself.
Yeah, I have classically allowed that.
Okay. And number 2, then, if it is something that the spell will not fully reveal, can I transition as part of this whole thing into an Arcana check to help me out with some stuff that you would withhold?
Yeah, I mean, you could roll Arcana afterward to try and decipher the knowledge you've gained from an identifier.
Okay. Alright. So then, what I'm going to do, there's no need to ritual cast it then. I'm going to... How long does this last? An hour. Okay, concentration. Identify is instantaneous, so it's not concentration. Okay. So I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Alright.
What
are you going to enhance?
Where is it?
You can just name an ability score if you'd like.
Yeah. There's a couple extra things that happen, though, sometimes.
Right.
It's going to be Intelligence.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting. I'm just checking to see if there's any extra benefit or if it's just intelligence. Nope, just intelligence checks. Alright, cool. So I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on myself, enhancing intelligence, and then I am going to spend my last 3rd level slot to upcast Identify, not ritual casting, so it only takes a minute. And I will target the statue.
Okay. Reaching out a hand, you touch the statue. Your mind is flooded with magical information. It runs like a river into the sea that is pooling in the middle of your mind. As I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw.
Hey, what a time for a nat 20.
That's
Or
correct.
Rip.
However, you will note in the house rules that sometimes nat 20s don't necessarily mean total
Oh, I know.
success.
Get fucked.
Right.
Yeah. I just need all the help I can get.
Yep. As it happens, the rest of you look out and you see
Thank you.
the...
Well, it's my bad. You've already rolled, so.
Yeah, just a little bit late. It's okay.
Well, but
Well,
that'll
no,
help
I
me
just
with the,
I meant to like open it so I could read it, not post it.
Oh, okay. Well, it'll
Yeah,
be
my
helpful if you go ahead so that when I roll Arcana, that will definitely
you,
be helpful.
you see the pale, clear divination energies roiling off of Marcus's hand onto the statue, rippling up and down. And then, Marcus, you are standing with your hand on the statue, looking at it, wondering why you're touching it. As your companions stare at you.
As my companion, what?
Stare at you.
You okay there, buddy? Touching that statue very lovingly for some reason.
What was I doing?
We
I
thought you were
smack
casting a
him.
spell on it.
I smack him on the head, and cast guidance. I smack him on the head with my club and cast guidance on him.
Your
And-
head hurts, by the way, Marcus. Just kind of
Yeah.
a dull throb in the back.
Okay.
Um,
Now it really hurts.
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Hold on. Bonk.
Ooh, all right.
5 damage.
just knocks him out.
5 damage.
Heal! Boom!
Be like,
Alright.
come on, damn it, come on!
Yeah. Yeah. As you are you actually bonking him?
Yeah, I'm bonking him.
Are you dealing 9 damage with infused strikes as well?
No, no, that was
Just-
just
just
how I
5
have it set
bludgeoning?
up. I'm sorry. It's literally. Wait, why is it set up that way?
You hit him. You really
Oh, that's
smashed
why.
him.
I'm sorry. There we go. Bonk. So I'm getting frustrated at him because
I mean,
I
if
don't
you-
really know what's going on.
If you want, it can just deal 1 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah,
Like,
1
you-
bludgeoning
All
damage.
right, sure.
Bonk
You
and
just you like kind of this concussive force hits your head, kind of rattle you a little bit.
Great. So I'm gonna
Guys-
try and talk him up a little bit and be like, I thought you were some smart man. Like, what are you doing over here? Why did we even bring you along? Bonk. And then
Marcus.
I give him guidance.
You feel a stinging sensation as you reach up. Your nose is bleeding.
Medieval doctors be like.
Vale, you didn't hit him in the nose. In fact, there was kind of a love tap. You didn't really expect to draw any blood at all.
You might have a tumor.
You might have a tumor.
You should not be I was just trying to give you a love tap. Because I respect your ability and I have a lot of faith in you to help us solve whatever's going on here. But you probably have cancer. You shouldn't be bleeding.
I'm gonna look at him and then look at everyone else and be like, and then look back at Vale and be like, that's fine, but like, what?
Maybe you're all hot and bothered right now. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird, but that could be an explanation for it.
You see Marcus just like at a loss for words, just like, what was I doing? Why?
Marcus,
what?
After a few moments, Marcus, your passive intelligence kind of kicks in, and you realize, why would you be touching the statue? What can you do by touching the statue? Identify. As you reach for the magical reserves that might have been used had you tried to cast Identify, they're still there. You didn't lose the spell slot.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes, important and relevant.
Yes, I will.
Aside from the burning in the back of your head, perhaps the nosebleed, and your friends all staring at you like you just went comatose, there is no evidence that you attempted to cast a spell on the statue at all.
DM.
Yes.
Am I able to tell by dipping my hand in the water if it has any kind of connection to Eldath? I don't know where that's gonna
Good-
get me, but
Good question. You're a servant of Eldath. I would say you could roll me a religion check to successfully determine if the water has been affected by Eldath. Sure.
cool. 22. I'm just like kind of like casually like streaming my my claws through it.
The Vale, as you look at the water, nobody, for the record, has really rolled perception checks on the water itself.
Oh, I was gonna say I've rolled perception in the area, but definitely not
Right,
on the
right.
water itself. So
Or investigation, I should say.
Okay.
Because as you look at it, gazing deeply into the pool, it is utterly, impossibly still.
Oh, even if I
Nope.
move my hand through it, or is it just like looking into it without like touching it or anything? It's just like
Yes, without disturbing it.
ooh.
You realize that it is possible it was blessed by Eldath, but Eldath is purity of motion. The concept that there is a way the water comes in and a way the water goes out.
Oh wait.
And through motion, impurities are purged, hence the goddess of purity and running water and lakes. This water, by all rights, should be stagnant.
So the water has this is meta knowledge, like real world knowledge, by the way. The water has laminar flow to it, basically. Like I can't tell that it's flowing, but it's flowing.
It doesn't appear to be moving at all, yeah.
But it's not considered like stagnant. Like there's not like
There's no
mosquitoes breeding in it.
it's
stuff like that.
it's perfectly clear and pure.
Interesting.
No algae, bacteria, anything growing in it.
That's awesome. So, yeah. And so I can kind of like assume that there's a possibility that it's blessed by Eldath.
It's a possibility.
Ooh,
Though
spicy.
it doesn't have the input-output that is kind of signature of holy pools of Eldath.
Right. There's not like something that's like flowing from like above into a larger body of water.
I will say with a 22 religion check, you definitely determine this is holy water.
Ooh, excellent. So I'm gonna try and relay that to the squad. I don't necessarily tell them that it's possibly blessed by Eldath, but because I don't think I've shared that information with them yet. But I will let them know that it might be important to take a look at the water itself. Gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken, this is some kind of holy water. I don't know if any of you all have noticed it already or not, but I know we've been trying to detect magic, but maybe we're going about this the wrong way. And Custodian, you're a holy man, aren't you? Holy robot.
Yeah, so as you turn
Holy
to look
robot.
at Custodian, you notice that he's like a good 200 feet closer to the castle, just wandering over there. Yeah, he's just been wandering this whole time and nobody noticed.
Well,
Yeah, custodian. Like, if you went 200 feet, you're basically at the castle. Wandering closer, you feel the plant on your back twitching, as some kind of strange resonance or frequency takes into the air as you approach the gate.
Watch him open the gates accidentally.
Yeah, I would assume that we're not going to be doing anything with that until we're done at the fountain. Yeah.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just wait then.
Yeah. Just give it half a minute here.
Can I try something?
Yeah, it's D&D, man. You don't have to ask that question.
you can do whatever you want.
I'm a
Push that tree.
Take-
Yeah.
an empty flask
Yeah.
and try and grab some holy water real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Please don't take her
So you know that scene, well, both from the book and the movie, but Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince,
Yeah.
Where-
I wondered if this was gonna be.
You are reaching in with your hands to grab water or your flask, and by all intents and purposes, this should be working. By the laws of physics, this should be functioning. As you bring the flask back up, inspecting it to find it empty. And not only empty, the bottom side of the flask that should be wet is dry.
On seeing this, I'm gonna cup my hands and see if the same thing happens with just like holding a bit of it in my hands.
Yeah, absolutely. As your hands go in, they feel the temperature change, the wetness. But clasping them, you don't see the surface level of the water change at all. As you bring them up, the water just passes through your hands.
Wow. I'm gonna full on
Water does not wish to be moved.
Yeah. I'm gonna like sit down cross-legged in the fountain.
Yeah, in the fountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get up and
Jason.
just a tiny splash as he goes down, but no water actually flies anywhere.
I'm gonna say like like mumble a small prayer to myself to Eldath, and towards the water, and then I am going to go after Custodian.
Okay, you do so. You hope the Lady of the Lakes is watching as Marcus sits down. It's a cooling sensation, Marcus. At
Please
first,
forgive this dumbass for sitting in your fountain.
but after a few moments, Marcus, it's almost like you are weightless from the waist down. It's like it's like the room temperature room from Community, where you can't feel your legs or your waist. You look down, they're there. They respond to your command.
Fascinating. And I'm gonna like lay down in the water. I'm gonna grab a breath and like go under and just kinda hold it for a minute and see what happens.
Sure. Hold on. Let me look at house rules.
Okay.
I need to see how long you can hold your breath.
Oh, I was like,
gotcha. Well, I don't intend to stay in there for a minute even.
He gets
Mhm.
stuck.
Right. Yeah. I assumed your intention was not to stay in there long. Nonetheless, I am inspecting the house rule.
Because you're in a trap.
Better start writing up my plans for.
Why did you listen to me?
Okay. So
Breathe in it.
I am not seeing it. I have it. It must be my extended dock. I'm pretty sure the rule is that you stay underwater a number of seconds equal to your Constitution score. If you are stagnant acne, like that's basically the term for not moving at all and conserving your body's oxygen, which you are, it's doubled out. So you're under for 24 seconds. Marcus, as
not 24. My con is 17.
oh, sorry.
You're not moving your body, so it's double that. So
Oh,
it'd
it's
be like-
17? You actually have a really high con, man.
Yeah.
17?
34 seconds.
For some reason, I thought your con was 12. Okay, so yeah, you got it. You see Marcus go under, and Marcus, you are immediately. You've heard of this happening to the great sages, but it is almost as though you are experiencing an out-of-body experience. You feel as though you are floating through an endless star field, drifting this way and that on currents that should not exist. Far below you, you think you're falling towards it. A ribbon of light, branching, scattering, bending. Some of the branches stop, cut off. Some of them rejoin or branch off entirely, vanishing infinitely off into the darkness. Falling, falling, falling. As the rest of you watching Marcus see a bubble of air emerge from his mouth. I guess that would be Soul, since Vale is going after Custodian at this point. You see his chest beginning to convulse.
Totally. Do not pull me out. I want this.
No, I'm pulling you out because it looks like you're about to start drowning.
I'm about to unlock the secrets of the universe.
I'm pulling him out.
Marcus, as you hit the branching light path, you are in it. It is around you. As you emerge from the water, looking at Soul.
Why did you do that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saving your life. Would you let me put you back down under?
Yes, please. I was about to make a breakthrough.
I would just smack him across the face. Bad.
Starlight dunking his head
I'm in
under
like
it.
Another
full-on
bonk.
science mode currently. I'm like, there is nothing but the discovery for me right now.
Yeah. Does it really matter if you make the discovery if you die while you're doing it?
You see him fight back the urge to say yes.
I could transcend! I
Yeah,
could be one with
yeah.
the weave!
Yeah, and by the way, like, you were like sputtering up water as Soul got you out, and there's like a horrible burning sensation in your chest and lungs.
I'm like coughing almost uncontrollably while glaring at Soul. Am I wet? Or am I just sputtering up water from my lungs?
Oh, good question. You're sputtering up water that doesn't exist. You emerge and you're totally dry from the waist up as Soul kind of holds your back.
So what did we learn?
You see him like looking around for something, which suggests to you he learned absolutely nothing.
All right, back to Bootleg Wally's adventures. As Custodian approaches the gate, you see the blue sheen across the vast wooden portcullis. As Vale kind of hurries to catch up, you hear him tramping from behind. We'll say Sly is also in relative proximity. He kind of waddled after you.
If
Yeah.
we want, we can have Sly riding on Oro at the moment. Like riding
Yes.
Sure.
Works like
Yeah. He's kind of doing his nails while riding on the on the Drake. The Drake is like, why do I have to do this? What is
I
like?
don't have knit fingernails.
Yeah, they have their little frog
No.
nails. I don't
Oh,
know.
never mind. I guess I'm just making stuff up.
I don't know.
It sounds like
It
both of
makes
you.
sense. All right, so you're at the gate, and you feel the leaves on your back, like kind of moving forward slightly, like an inch or two at a time.
Custodian. What's going on with the plant?
I do not know.
Are you telling it to do that?
I do not tell it to do anything.
It's not a part of you? Or is it a part of you?
You see, Custodian stares at you. You haven't been traveling with him long enough,
Right.
personally, to know that this is just him thinking. So it's just kind of awkward silence for like 30 seconds.
I'm kind of like,
You have been thrust headfirst into a staring contest.
Yo, bro, something crazy is going on with your plant thing. If you want me to call it, or just control it, you just let me know.
Do you
Like looks at the plant as much as he can with it being like directly behind his head.
Yeah. Like there's 3 or 4 branches that at this point have kind of gone around your shoulders and are now maybe like a foot in front of you. You see the tips of the leaves glowing a very dull shade of gold.
All right. The custodian looks at his wooden hand for a second. Just kind of like reaches for the door a little bit just to see. Just inspect it because he didn't really do so when we were first here.
Yeah, your arm is mostly the same, but it appears to have sprouted new buds in several places. All of which, like, anything that has any flexibility to it at all is sort of flexing towards the gate right now.
Alright, I want to reach out towards the gate and try and touch it.
Sure.
I don't think this will work, but...
Yeah.
I gotta do some inspecting.
Yes, with what hand?
The wooden one.
The wooden hand. As you reach out, touch the blue sheen. It does not block your hand. It simply passes through and touches the wooden gate on the other side.
What in the hell?
Gonna try and push the gate a little bit. Actually, what kind of gate is this? Is this a like swings open type of gate? Or...
Yes, this is a horizontally opening double gate.
Right.
Custodian, how did you do that?
Do what?
Well, we couldn't get in last time, but you're literally touching the door now.
I do not know.
This guy's a wizard. I don't know how he's doing it.
I do not believe I am a wizard. Although, if you require a wizard, our companion Marcus is over by the fountain.
No, he's a failure.
He's a failure! Utterly disillusioned by Marcus at this point.
Whatever you're doing is working. Keep it up, buddy.
The most incompetent. Alright. Yeah.
Hey, I'm here for success, and that's what we're gonna get, is success.
Pushing forward, you feel the gate, despite how massive it surely is and how heavy it must be. It moves as though weightless. Where the gate was, behind the blue sheen, a wall of gold sits.
We're about to hit a boss fight.
He passed through the mist.
Utterly opaque, not giving off any particles,
See, I knew we just needed to knock.
as though it were a perfect, solid wall of light.
What? Do I see the wall of light as well?
Yeah, everybody sees it,
Okay, so
Except
I
for
have-
Marcus and
and it's kind of tinted through the blue, so it kind of takes on an interesting shade.
Okay, so I have a spear on me. In
Uh-huh.
my other hand, I'm gonna take it and just kind of like see if I can tap this wall of light, because this seems kind of like not something I want to touch.
Sure.
can
Yeah,
I
What's
can
that?
I give him guidance right now?
Sure.
Okay.
If you want.
In case I need to make a check over the next minute, I suppose.
Yes.
You know,
I'm gonna go up to Custodian and be like, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing a fantastic job and you should keep it up. Good job, buddy. And I kind of like pat him on the shoulder and give him a little tiny pep talk and cast guidance.
Cool.
Nice, man. Absolutely. You have guidance now. Sol, Marcus, is it fair to say you guys are catching up at this point, or are you still investigating the fountain?
I'm still investigating the fountain.
Marcus is like, the font of knowledge!
So I presume Sol is there trying to make sure he doesn't kill himself.
He's being
No, someone would have been dragging him back to the castle.
Okay. Is gonna,
I need answers. I was so close.
is this going to be a contested grapple, or are you?
He knows he's gonna lose.
Is it athletics or strength?
Yeah, it's athletics or acrobatics,
Oh,
contested
okay.
by Sol's athletics.
My athletics? Okay. My athletics isn't that great, so... Did you get that 20?
You got
Oh,
a-
I
yeah.
got a 19.
Ooh.
all right.
Yeah, you might
Sol.
actually wiggle out.
Save the boy! Save the boy!
There's no boy in the well. Athletics. Hold on. My athletics is super low. It's fine. 10.
Yeah.
You probably
Marcus,
failed to even get me out of the fountain.
Marcus, with all of the zeal of a child with a new obsession, and all of the fervor of a wizard driven to near insanity by what he just witnessed, just rips out of your grasp. And what are you doing, Marcus?
Okay, now I'm just hitting him.
Oh, no.
Just become a punching bag. I love it.
It's
I love it so much.
Oh, no.
Do I have to roll to hit?
Sure.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Stunning strike.
Stunning strike.
Bonk!
Yeah.
We're
Just-
just beating up Isaac's
An
character this
open palm.
round.
It's an open palm strike to your back. Just knocks the wind out of you, Marcus. As you,
Now we proceed to drag him away.
as you kind of slump, the vision's still kind of dancing in your eyes as you slowly come back to reality. Your breath coming back to you as you realize you're now being drug away.
Do I see this happen?
Yeah, of course.
I'm just busting out laughing. This is the most amusing group of adventurers I have ever been with. This is incredible.
You see, like, Sol probably dragging Marcus by, like, the scruff of his, like, probably by his hood, and Marcus
I was
is
gonna say
just
by like
in-
a foot or something.
Yeah, like he's in the classic. It's probably by his hood because Marcus is just like dragging along the ground, like arms crossed, just like so angry,
You'll get over it.
like hair in his face, even though it's completely dry, still coughing.
I just had to be the parent. I'm sorry.
And then as we get back to the group, I say, "I'm coming back one day. I'm going to get to the bottom of this."
We'll figure it out together then.
This,
But it's
this
better to
does-
stay in a group.
This does seem to nullify him a bit, and he softens. But he doesn't uncross his arms.
As Marcus, you look up to see a new fascinating phenomena appearing before you as Custodian reaches out and seamlessly, with zero resistance, pierces the golden wall with the tip of your spear.
I am cursing in Primordial at how easily this is accomplished.
I understand every word you say in Primordial.
Do you chide me on my language?
Not at the moment, because I have the Sailor's Vow too.
Incredibly?
I'm only custom Draconic.
I don't know Primordial.
Wow!
All right. Yeah. So Custodian. Yeah. You put it in probably a foot or two. Nothing appears to be occurring.
Alright, take it back out and inspect the spear.
It appears to be perfectly intact, as though it simply passed through air.
Alright, looks at the spear for a solid, 8 seconds. Puts it away and walks through. Or
Can
attempts
I
to, anyway.
can I touch the wall for the ripple and see if I pass through?
Yes, I would say because you're quick, you can do so as Custodian is touching it, and you're able to pass through the blue barrier.
What? The
I try and touch the
Well, I'm
barrier.
gonna jump up and try and do it as well.
can Oro try and come through as well?
Sure.
Seeing that.
Yeah, or bounds forward. However, Custodian is moving, and the rest of you aren't able to get there in time.
Custodian, wait, come back.
No, he's going.
Buddy. I'm pretty sure we can only pass through here because of you. We might want to wait for everybody else.
That is a
As-
long sentence and not long enough to stop him from going through.
You can also grab him and stop him.
Good
He is
luck.
also a very strong individual. But can I try and grab his arm and trying to get him to pay attention?
You could definitely grab his arm. Whether he pays attention or not is up to Jeremiah, I would say.
How? Okay, yeah, I guess if you were grabbing him, then he would stop for a second, just kind of turn to you. Yes.
Sir, I have no idea what's going on here, but we probably shouldn't go any further with just the two of us.
I simply wish to see what is on the other side.
Okay, well, maybe we should take a couple of steps back so everybody else can get through, though. Because I don't think anybody else can get in right now. It's just you and me. And whatever is causing this, you're opening up this door for us, and I have no idea why.
At this point,
Looks like-
I'll go ahead and describe your surroundings as you've walked 2 to 3 feet forward.
Okay.
You are now in essentially the narrow area within the gate, essentially where the gate was.
Okay.
There is a wall of gold on either side of you. The way you came from, and the way directly in front of you at your 12 o'clock. Everything around you is monochromatic.
Ooh. Like gray shit? Like grayscale? Or...
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
The only color is coming from the leaves on Custodian, glowing a very dull gold.
Does it look like it's sucking the color from everything? Or...
You don't know what that would look like, but you don't think so. You knew they were slightly luminous before he walked in, but now
Yeah.
it appears like...
I meant like,
This
does it
color-
look like there's particles like floating through the air towards the leaves, I guess, is what I was trying to say.
Oh, no, doesn't appear to be the case right
Okay.
now. As your word goes out to Custodian as you both kind of look around with a sense of kind of awe and a sinking feeling of slight dread.
Custodian?
Yes.
You are a fantastic individual. But I am as curious as you are, especially because you have this magic plant attached to you, that apparently none of us have no idea where it came from. And I would like to help you find that out. But I think we should try to have the group with us for this, whatever this is. We need to take a couple of steps back if you can open that door back up.
That you looks towards in towards where the other golden wall is. Kind of looks at the plant. Looks back at you, stares for a few seconds. I suppose that would make sense.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, see, it totally makes sense.
All right, you both turn around and take a couple steps forward, passing, thankfully, seamlessly through the gold wall once again to see your friends all standing there with bated breath.
Can they see us?
Yes, everybody
Okay.
can see everybody at this point.
I try and reach my hand out in like a kind of like a waving, like come closer, come here, motion, and like as soon as I can, I grab the first person that gets like within reach.
I'll probably be
Probably
me
me.
because I'm the fastest.
Sure.
Well,
Um,
yeah,
you
you or Oro, I guess.
You're all right there at the blue sheen. Vale, you attempt to reach through the blue and cannot. It's blocked as though solid air.
Oh no.
Custodian looks at you for a second, and though he does not have much in terms of expressions, he seems extremely confused. You can feel it.
Are you able to open this, or are we stuck?
I guess I'll just try and touch the. Oh, I can hear myself.
Caleb,
Error.
Okay, I'm gonna mute Caleb for a second.
He's here.
Oh, I can't.
Let me see if I can.
I think I did actually. Is it muted for everybody else?
No.
Okay, it was just by me then.
How about now? There we go.
Yeah, server muted. Excellent. So Caleb, buddy, we love you very much. But just let us know when you get your mic fixed, and we'll let you in.
He was trying to help us drop some sick beats.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Gotta drop the beats to help us open the gate.
Let's try it now. All right, I'm muted.
Okay.
Testing.
Hey.
There we go.
Yeah, no echo. All right.
Sorry.
That was
Okay.
amazing.
I joined in and then I realized that I couldn't hear a thing and I was like, oh, I must have my audio settings botched. So I like started fixing things and stuff. And
Okay.
then I realized my mic was still lighting up green even when I had my physical mic muted. So I was like, uh-oh.
All right,
You had
real quick.
what you were getting routed directly into your mic, or like your output.
That
Oh,
wouldn't surprise me too much.
So you were
Caleb.
hearing us talk, and then it was playing. Well, you weren't hearing us talk because it was playing directly out through your mic.
That's funny.
So Caleb,
Caleb.
are you on? You're on Roll20? Are you all together?
It's booting up. I haven't got up watched together yet, no.
Okay.
Okay,
Here.
you're riding on Oro right now. We're trying to get into the castle. Custodian opened it by learning the first letter of the guy's name, or the guardian's name, I'm assuming. And his plants lit up, and basically we're trying to get everybody inside. It's just me and him inside at the moment.
I stunned Marcus.
Custodian
Yeah, I'm
might just
super
be a
PO because I
magic-
can't drown myself.
So to clarify, Caleb, so they are. So for whatever reason, Custodian appears to be enter the blue sheen barrier that is keeping you out of the gate.
Whoa.
And right now, no charisma saves have needed to be made, and Vale was able to enter with Custodian, and right now they're trying to get everybody through the blue sheen. They entered through the blue sheen through a kind of gold fog wall, as I think Jeremiah was calling it.
I literally only think I got in because Austin said I was fast, or fast enough, I guess. So
Yeah,
because I was
'cause-
I was casting guidance on him, and as he like was able to
You were-
plop
you were-
through, I
you were
like
right
tried
there.
to do the same thing.
To clarify, like Custodian was actively like midway through the blue sheen when you were like,
Yeah.
trying to go through with him. If that helps with precedent.
Yeah.
So Vale and Custodian are on the other side.
They've just reemerged and they're trying
And
to
I
get back.
tried to stick my hand back through to grab and pull people in, but I am not able to actually pass through the blue sheen or the gold wall without Custodian.
You went back through the gold wall without an issue. It's just the blue thing that's messing
Oh,
with
okay.
you. Anyways, so yeah, you're all kind of standing in a semicircle around the force field, trying to figure out how to get through. Custodian is confused. Vale is slightly confused. How are you going to do this?
Before I do anything, I would like to ask: in my time as, back before I got deactivated, would I have seen any sort of thing like this, where like only specific people can go through a magical barrier?
Absolutely. That is one of the things that magical barriers are good at, classically, especially in warfare. is you can basically have a whitelist of people that can go in and out of a specific magical barrier.
That's gross.
Well, what would put me on the whitelist then? That's
Wait, what?
Custodian
What?
seems slightly less confused now and is just thinking instead.
What about a list? I missed something, I'm
Custodian
sorry.
was consulting his classical military knowledge of magical barriers, and I was
Oh.
telling him how he thought they worked.
Oh,
Anyways, yeah, you're. What are you guys doing? How are you gonna get through this?
is Custodian hasn't tried to touch the blue barrier yet, has he?
Has he?
Not since we
Uh,
went through the first time.
Right now, you're just standing in front of it, looking
Yeah,
at
the
it.
Custodian is trying to figure out why he got through the first time now.
And I have understood that, I could only pass through it with him because the second time I tried, I was denied, so.
Could Custodian try walking through again?
Custodian could try and touch the door, and then when it opens, someone other than him could run through so that he could touch it again.
Custodian, can you
Yes.
see if you can pull them through? Because I definitely can't.
Yes. Moves over and yeah, he's just gonna try and walk back through the barrier.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, don't leave!
Seamlessly, you hear Vale's sounds suddenly cut off as the barrier is totally muting everything from either side.
Looks at the barrier for a second, and then turns back to the party. Vale has told me to take you through.
Well, that's nice. How did you get through?
I do not know.
Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna just grab onto you and walk through as you walk through then. And I'll be grabbing Marcus and pushing him with me.
Yep, fair enough. You got Marcus. And Sly, are you accompanying them as well?
Yeah, I would hold somebody's hand and tag along, but I don't think you want me to hold your hand. I mean,
Fly
kinda
is
know.
riding on top of Oro.
Yeah, just ride through with Oro.
Yeah, we put you on my Drake because we weren't
Do you
sure
have
if you were going
fingernails,
with
Sly?
us.
No, definitely
Alright, now we know. Alright. Yeah, so I'll say basically everybody is trying to time their entry with Custodian. Like he has like half of his torso in, everybody else is able to move freely through. You get it resolved pretty quickly. There's not very many bad consequences to getting it wrong, and not very time-consuming ones. So you all enter through the blue sheen. The sounds of the outside world dying down. What few there were, cause of vultures, the rain drizzling down. All of it stops. And by the way, I'm getting a tiny echo from Caleb. Just a tiny one.
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
But
Very thematic.
yeah, the rest of you have a gold wall in front of you.
I'm gonna walk through the mist.
All right.
I'm
Is
gonna
there
go
actually
Custodian.
mist, or was that just a Dark Souls joke?
That was a
Uh,
joke.
Dark Souls joke.
Okay.
Custodian, I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing a great job.
Yeah, you don't, Custodian. You don't hear him. You're in
wait.
the place. You're in the place between places. The area between the two gold walls. As the rest of you kind of look at each other, seeing no sign of Custodian. Do you proceed?
Yeah, I'm going through. I want to see what's here.
All right.
I'm gonna try and follow Custodian before he gets too far ahead.
All right.
Wait,
You all walk
wait,
through.
hold on. Is everybody on the same side of the gold wall now?
Yep. Everybody is now in between the two gold walls where the gate.
Okay,
was.
cool.
Yep.
Excellent.
Custodian stands in front of you, looking at the next gold wall.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep pace with Custodian to try and be either beside him or at least close enough to pass through if he passes through.
All right.
I wanna go in there.
All right. You walk through.
Does anybody else get this unnerving sense of dread, or is it just
Oh.
me?
Oh no, it's me too, but I'd rather just ignore it and push forward.
How are you all not terrified?
As
I
Custodian
am.
moves the small little alcove in between the two gold walls, the only illumination is the walls themselves, and they appear to be giving off only slightly more light than their perimeter would indicate. You can't see yourselves. Everything is in monochrome.
Can I try using produce flame to generate some more light?
Sure.
I'm gonna also try and cast light
You create the motions and
after he does
feel the heat,
produce flame.
but there is no light.
This is getting a lot more dreadful, but I will push past and keep pace with Custodian.
Walking through, you see Custodian standing on a hill.
What?
Oh god, Custodian's the last boss!
He's a tree!
Probably 5 or 6 feet in front of you. Looking to your left and right, there's nothing. Ashen wastes, as far as the eye can see.
What the hell?
Tumbling hills of red. The air is filled with ancient fire. And the smell of regrets.
Black
Looking-
came in right at the right time. Or Caleb,
Looking-
rather.
Looking forward, past Custodian, you see a small, triangular shrine, is the only thing you can call it, at the very summit of this hill that you're standing on. Roughly mimicking the geography of the hill Harrenhart was built on. The shrine is perhaps 12 feet tall. It is untarnished by the surrounding dirt, ash, and soil. The only sound is the wind and your own heartbeats.
Do I see anything? Any other living entity around?
Roll me a perception check.
Can I join in on that?
Yeah. You all kind of take a couple of numb steps forward and scan the horizon.
Damn.
Let's go.
Natural 20 for me.
Just a little bit of looking at the shrine.
Vale, you sniff the air, wet your finger and hold it up. Anything to scan for signs of life. Nothing. Soul, there's an uncanny, perfect feeling, and Custodian has this as well, that no matter how far you walked, no matter what you do, you will encounter nothing forever.
Do I get the sense that we're in a pocket dimension or a subspace?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh, can I do that too?
It might be more suiting for Marcus to do it in the first place.
I'm gonna do it anyway because I asked the question.
Cool. I have
I want
advantage
to
anyway.
roll!
I have advantage because of enhance ability, so.
Sure. We'll say Soul or Marcus is helping you. You kind of murmur to each other. So Soul, why don't you go and roll me one more Arcana check?
One more? Alright.
Yeah.
19.
Soul, as you discuss it with Marcus, looking around, thinking there's no way this could be a place on the material plane. Pocket dimensions are constructed. They're mental constructs, essentially. Spaces that are literally made of nothing to be filled with the somethings in your head. This place has dirt. There's geography. There's slow slopes. It's dead.
Stretch my back.
You don't think this is a pocket dimension? All right.
Can I get a sense of what this might be with mine? Just in general, with my check?
Well, I had you assist Soul, but using his skill to kind of help you both. I
was just rolling because I have enhance ability on me.
The first thing you think of is perhaps an elemental plane, but then there should be fire if it were the elemental plane of fire.
I would also recognize if it was the elemental plane of fire.
You would. That's quickly disproven by Soul. If it were earth, then mountains towering off into the distance. And both of those things have creatures, denizens, in no small quantity. Some more obvious than others, of course. What were you saying, Sly?
Sly's going to kind of like give Oro a little, just like a little, pat on the side and have him walk up to the shrine and start like looking at the shrine, since that's the only thing out here.
Sure. In Custodian, you're I think the primary reason for your perception check was to look at the shrine as well. Looking forward, you see it symmetrical, triangular faces. There are 3 pillars, which have kind of the kind of stone scaffolding around the top. In the middle, you can see a small, thin, vertical object placed either on top of or embedded into a triangular stone.
I want to go up and look at it.
Yep, you and Sly venture forward as the rest of them kind of absorb the surroundings. By the way, it's no longer a monochrome. It is quite dark, but there is natural, very dim, reddish light coming in through the clouds far above.
Okay, I cast Thaumaturgy and literally yell hello, and then I'm gonna cast light on the shrine.
Sure. Your voice echoes across the surrounding wastes with no return. And then you walk towards the shrine to cast light on it when you get there. The rest of you walking probably the 50 feet. Getting up there, again you note the extreme crispness, the cleanliness, the untouched nature of the shrine.
Do I recognize this soundtrack?
There is a couple of steps leading up to the triangular pedestal, on top of which there is a small, what almost appears to be a cylindrical-looking dagger. Not embedded, but hovering, ever so slightly off of the dais. It doesn't really have a blade, but it has a tip. It has a hilt. The pommel is an hourglass.
Oh boy.
Does this shrine look familiar in any way?
No, it's
like have any of us read stories or like heard anyone say anything about a shrine like this anywhere?
I won't even have you roll for it. That's a no.
Okay.
This place, you get the sinking feeling as you consult your academic knowledge, is a place that is lost to time itself, protected by some kind of magics that are beyond you, and quite likely beyond your understanding.
Okay,
The plant's leaves are all angled forward directly towards the shrine and the object.
Well, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. Taking 2 steps forward, You place one hand, perhaps your wooden hand, upon the pommel. It moves, gently, without effort, seizing it and grabbing it off the dais. As you do so, those of you looking at the horizon see what almost looks like a wave begin to roil. As far as you can see, yet moving impossibly fast towards you. As though the matter was being ripped up and folded under itself, and behind it was nothingness.
Hey, bro, I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. Either put it back or we need to leave, man.
Put it back!
Before I put it back, and I know that this is going to be a scary few seconds, but I just want to observe if the plant has reacted.
Yeah, the plant seems to... It was pointing towards the blade, and then it sort of... it almost like it goes into 0G, and it's like it's animated slightly, as though content.
Okay, cool. I'm not putting it back. I think we should probably run.
Yeah.
So Custodian is going to turn around and start running towards the.
Take me with you, man. Hey, take me with you.
Wait, Custodian! I'm booking it after Custodian.
There is no time to
actually getting
explain.
ahead
We
of
must
them.
leave.
I'm too young.
I'm gonna pick up Sly and have him on my back so he doesn't slow us down.
Turning around for perhaps the first time, all of you see the simple stone portcullis, and the gold wall is the only thing that exists aside from the shrine in this entire landscape. And you all run for it as quickly as you can. Glancing out at the approaching horizon, you see the nothingness has color to it. All of the colors. Every potential outcome. Whirling in and
Don't
outside
let it touch
itself.
you!
How many of them do we see us getting out of here, roughly? Like half, quarter? Very
What
few?
are the odds?
Yeah, never tell me the odds.
The chaos is too chaotic by its very nature, impregnable in its complexity, and your urgency doesn't help matters either. As you launch yourselves forward, the howling of the wind cuts off, as you find yourself once again in the place between places, now one strange magical artifact more.
I really want to play Chrono Trigger now because of the sound effects that you have going.
Yeah, man. I thought that was pretty fitting.
It's very fitting for what you described. Jeez. Because I reckon, isn't that from the future world?
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Yeah, in the place between places,
What
the,
in
o-
the
the-
hell
the
did
only
you do?
the only illumination, the walls, the leaves, and in the pommel, you see glowing golden grains of sand.
okay.
Custodian is just staring at the thing that he took.
Custodian?
He's not gonna bother moving.
Is this the secret of Heronheart?
It might be one of them, but I don't think it's the only one.
Certainly take a look at it, but we might want
I
to
feel like it's
go
the only
somewhere
one that's
else.
gonna matter.
Actually, before
What
we go
was
somewhere
that in
else,
there?
we don't rightly know. Like, even with me and Marcus putting everything we have together, we couldn't figure out if it was a subspace or something, but it didn't feel like a different dimension, which is strange.
Well, Austin wasn't telling us whether it was a different dimension or not. He simply said it didn't feel like a pocket plane.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a pocket plane.
I mean, that's cool and all, but what is this dagger?
Like I said, I'll be very happy to take a look at it, but we might want to put some distance and, frankly, some time between us and this place.
Well, I'm
before we
assuming
start
we're
dealing with it.
fine. Considering
yeah. I feel like we should go through the other walls before we try and identify one thing. We might want to gather whatever else we can because
So that we find like a dagger of space and a dagger of like.
well, they were walls. They're
Okay,
not like
Dialga start
Yeah,
going
exactly.
after
they're walls though. They're not like doors. Yeah.
but we just walked through one of the walls. I can imagine we can either walk
walked
through the
through-
others.
We
We
walked
went
through
through
a
the gate.
golden wall. We didn't walk through like the like I'm
We're
assuming the
surrounded by
corridor.
golden walls.
By the way, moments after you all walk through the golden wall, it almost seems to calcify behind you.
Okay.
Just
So
turns to black and white stone.
are there black and white stone to the left and right of us?
Yep.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to get at, David.
Yes.
Was that
You're in like
literally
a
a
palace
corridor.
area. Yeah.
yeah, it's a corridor almost. That there's only one entrance and one exit.
Rocks to the
There's
left,
two doors or whatever.
stones to the right. Here I am.
So basically, we got this time dagger or something, and
Nighttime knee.
now we just need to leave. I mean, but I feel like we're safe in here.
For now.
For now.
Yeah. Now, just gonna throw this out here, but if there is a dragon around here, it's entirely possible that we just stole the thing that he would want the most. Either it was
Well-
already part of his hoard, or he was hoping to get it. So let's just keep an eye out, if we would.
Well, I'll be able to tell you if he's coming from a mile away. So
Yeah, I was about to say, bro,
Nice.
don't you have that dragon tingle thing? You know, it's like
Your dragon.
I think I
yeah,
see
my
it
balls
in
are
like a
dead,
movie
and
one time. It's like
I
that.
can.
We should probably do that
My
thing
balls
soon.
start to itch, and I can just tell if a dragon's coming.
Yeah, that thing.
Emma was asking me, "Your balls start to what?"
All right. So, one way forward. What do you guys do?
We go
Look at the
forward.
knife.
It's a dagger.
What was that?
Oh,
Look
actually,
at
yeah.
The dagger, I guess.
Do we want to go back outside, or do we want to observe it inside the corridor?
Custodian has come to a place of what he feels is relative safety, so he's going to absorb what just happened.
You know what? That's fair.
So here's the thing, bro, right? So, what we basically just did, you know what we were doing? So, like, you know how all of, like, freaking reality was being, like, ripped apart as we were leaving, right? We basically just deforested that other place, you know? We just, like, totally, like, destabilized the habitat and wrecked it all. You know what I'm saying, bro? And so, now that we have that thing, I mean, if anybody was living there, they would know. They'd be like, well, I'm dead now, so clearly they took the dagger. So,
I can tell you with great certainty nothing was living there.
okay, but here's the thing, right? What if something was living outside there, and what we just did also did something outside of that freaking barren wasteland, man? So, what if we just, like, set off an alarm, alright? And something is coming for us on the outside. Now, it's all nice in here, right? But then we walk outside, and they've got, like, 15 bows, like, pointed at our head, right?
15. Truly
And then we have to have
a
a-
number.
A Mexican stand down, like, you know, showdown. That's not a stand down. I think I was thinking stand up, but I don't really know why. Anyways, the point is, right? If we go out there, we could be surrounded, right? So, I think the best thing to do is to leave now before they have time to surround us. Because if that place was frozen in time, or like was timeless or whatever, I don't know, things that have to do with time, right? Then we could have been there for like 15 hours, bro. You know, they could already be. I think so. I think we need to leave now. Even though it might be safe in here, there's only one way out. So we could be, you know what I'm saying? That probably made sense. I'm pretty smart.
We could also have Ira go and check it out before we go.
Ira can't go out there.
Why?
Ooh, he's
We
kind
can't
of right.
leave.
He's the tree boy, man.
We can't leave without custodian for whatever reason.
Exactly.
Mm,
Well, actually, I want to check something. You said the golden walls disappeared, right?
Just the one behind you, yeah.
Just the one behind us?
Yeah, the one you came through just now.
Was that the only golden wall?
There was two on either side. The one leading back, hopefully, into the place you came from is still active.
Okay. Are there any other golden walls besides that one?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna try and poke my head through that golden wall. Is that blue sheen still there?
Yeah, Soul walks forward a couple paces, peeks his head through. The blue sheen has gone. However, you still stare into the streets of ruined Herrenhar.
Good.
Okay. So, blue sheen's gone.
Is it the
Hey,
same
Fire
time
boy.
of day looking as when we left?
Is it?
Yeah, so far as you can tell.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's changed out there other than, we don't have a force field in between there and here now. So if anyone wants to walk in, they can.
So basically, what you're saying is that now our little force field is gone, and we're just sitting in the corner right now.
Yep, but also that Ira can go out there and see if we're surrounded.
So, I mean, I could literally just poke my head out and probably tell as well.
I'm just saying, bro, we just like destabilized an entire like reality. You don't think like somebody's gonna notice?
Well, we don't really know if that's what happened.
I don't even know if we
that's
noticed.
totally not what happened, bro. How many times have you seen the freaking multiverse collapse in on itself, man?
How many
That
times
doesn't
have
happen
you?
every day. Well, in my many adventures, probably 2 or 3 now. But
Right.
it's still a big deal. It's still a big deal. All right. There's nothing to take lightly.
If I had a silver piece for every time I saw the multiverse collapse.
I'd have 2 or 3, which is not much, but it's weird that it happened 2 or 3 times.
Can I poke my head out and see if the fountain's still there?
Yeah, you can kind of distantly see the blue statue silhouette.
Okay. Did I see anything around that stuck out as odd
Now the
when I
sky
poked
is
my
its
head out?
usual beautiful purple.
That's right.
Oh, wait a second. I think we could use that dagger to... It might be able to free the wizard.
Sure, but we need to figure out if we're like gonna be dead, I guess.
Very true. We probably will be, but...
Then we get a wizard friend who can teach me 9th level spells.
Yeah,
Bro,
no.
all I'm saying is even if this place is safe, there's only one freaking exit, which means as soon as we leave, which we're gonna have to, because, brother, I'm already hungry, alright? So, like, I'm just saying, like, we should probably go now before, you know, all of the people that are like, hey, you destroyed the multiverse come and, like, you know, try and police us to death, you know what I'm saying, man?
Can't you feed yourself on a daily basis?
What? Okay, it's... you can't be doing that, bro. The DM's gonna be mad.
What's a DM? I don't know what you mean. Are we going to cause another multiverse to collapse on us?
Alright, guys, where are you going?
Listen, if you guys want to stay here and get cornered, that's your prerogative, alright? But I already know Custodian has his hands on that freaking dagger, alright? So I'm not getting the fancy magic weapon, so I'm gonna be leaving now, alright?
Speaking of Custodian, has observing this for several minutes while his companions squabbled, has it brought upon me any sort of revelation?
Of the dagger?
Yeah, I've just been observing it this whole time.
It is it's kind of an innocent looking weapon with a profound amount of gravity. Like, just by feeling it and holding it, you feel like you have an enormous weight. Not literally, but...
This is a very impactful object.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so don't lose it. Seems important.
Well, that's good till we give it to the one that can't sleep.
Okay, guys.
Am I still riding Oro or not?
Let's leave!
Yeah.
Well, Technically, I don't even know if you can ride Oro because he's small, but you're small as well. So I mean, it's.
Well,
not
if
like
I'm still
this.
riding him, I'm gonna be like, "Andale!" and then I'm gonna like try and get him to leave with me.
Are we hoping to end at around 10? Is that the call? Or we want to do later? I don't know.
I think 10 should be okay.
All right. That's
When
good.
do you work, David?
I'm fine. I work at 9. I can stay up till 2 if I want to.
Well, 11's my cutoff. So
Oh, yeah, we can go to 11.
All right.
just
Or 10:30. 10:30 because we always talk a little bit afterwards.
Yeah. All right. So 30. We got another hour.
I'm fine with 11. And then you all
Corwin,
can
you need
talk.
sleep.
No, 7 hours is fine. 7.5 hours is fine.
He's planning for our inevitable decompression conversation.
That's fine. You all can
Pay for that.
decompress, and I can just go to bed.
Oh,
Yeah, there you
fair.
Problem solved.
All right. Let's
Critical thinking at its finest.
Right.
So-
I'm
Right.
leaving now.
Sly, the commander of the party. Make the decision for your men.
We are going, bro.
All right.
All right.
You
I'm
leave.
gonna pull custodian along with me, because I'm assuming he's entranced or whatever by his dagger.
I'm gonna need you to make a strength check, my guy.
Okay. All right. Well, I cast
I will
guidance
assist
on
him.
myself first.
And I will assist him
I
to
would
give
love-
him advantage.
I would love if you cast like reduce on him and just turn
Right,
him
and
into a little toy soldier.
I want to at least touch
Baby
the wall
Groot.
before we leave.
You can
Oh,
touch
okay.
the wall. You can touch the wall.
you can touch the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which wall?
The one that turned into rock.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Is there anything interesting?
It's a
about it?
rock.
yeah, it's a perfectly smooth, unfractured rock face.
Okay, custodian is satisfied and will now leave.
Okay. All right. You
Getting little elf looking at the
all walk through the gold barrier, breathing in the smell of fire and ash and death and decay of Herrenheart. There's a similarity. It's wherever you just were. The slope is the same. The place was the same, but there was no Herrenheart. As custodian, the last to walk through the mist, the golden sheen gradually becomes transparent until it no longer exists. Looking back, you simply see an open wooden gate.
Is the stone wall still there?
Nope.
Wait. So is Herrenheart still there?
Yep.
Okay.
You see traces of mud tracked across the granite roads left by you probably not minutes prior. The sun appears to be exactly where it was in the sky as when you went in.
Well, good news, boys. We're not dead. But we should probably keep moving, or else we will be.
We go back to the fountain.
Yeah, Marcus, we need to go back to the fountain. Tell us if there's any wibbly wobbly stuff going on with the fountain, please.
Oh, so now you want to go back to the fountain.
I told you we'd go back together.
All right, fair enough. I'm gonna like waddle over to Sly as we're making our way to the fountain. Be like, hey Sly, do you have any way to allow me to breathe underwater?
First of all, I need you to understand, I'm the one that does the waddling, okay? Now, you just have to walk normally. That being said, let me check.
Listen, the fireman punched my spine. I'm still recovering.
The fireman punched
Wow,
my
see, I
spine.
was sensing some tension, but I wasn't really sure.
What a great sentence out of context.
Yes. I'm making that my Discord stat.
It's not currently prepared, but yes, I can.
Gotta sue the fire department. Oh yes, you
Yes.
punched
Blew out your
spine.
back.
Yeah.
Maybe like tomorrow sometime. I'm not really feeling it today, you know. Maybe get on my good side first, and then we can talk. All right?
Sounds good.
So
Can I keep my eyes, ears, and nose out for anything as we are walking to the fountain, please?
Yeah, man.
I will like inadvertently end up leading the way. Like I'm hurrying, like not quite running, but like I am probably the most excited to go back, and so
and
I'll
now
probably
it's just
make
normal water.
Excitedly waddling back towards the
yeah,
fountain.
exactly. Waddle is one of my favorite words ever.
I want water.
Don't make me break your back again.
All right. The rest of you, I'm assuming as well, the custodian, you arrive back at the statue in the fountain.
What?
Wait, sorry, what?
You're at the fountain.
Cool.
Oh.
Hooray!
Does the water look the same? And does the statue look the same?
Good question. Roll me an investigation check.
Ooh, I'll do that too, please.
You can help him.
Dang it.
Are you proficient in investigation?
Yes, I'm expert.
You can help him, yes.
Alright, so rolling with advantage!
I'm also got enhanceability if that helps. I don't know. If
That's
you
just
get an extra.
advantage.
Okay.
Wait, how do you have expertise in
10!
both in investigation and
There's so
Arcana?
much there's so much build up to this investigation check. Yeah, so you're looking. You cannot help but feel the wind, the rain coming down, rippling across the surface of the water. Something is different.
You broke it.
Can I cup my hands and try and take some water out?
Yeah, you reach down, your hands come up full of water.
Well, Soul, we've lost our chance. I'll never know what's beyond the veil.
You'll get over it.
May or may
Beyond the
not.
Veil sounds like a pretty good song title. You should do something with that, man.
Also, can't you do that at... Didn't you come from some kind of academy?
Yes, it'll just take a lot longer.
So, you'll do it eventually. Get over it. Also, I kind of want to be there when you do, so let me know.
Alright, fair enough.
In case I have to break your back again, you know? Don't want you dying trying to figure out the secrets of the universe or whatever. But does the statue look the same still, or is it just...
It looks the same, yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna try something. The
You
statue
need to identify
was
magic or detect
totally.
magic.
It was like totally like pristine previously, right? Like it didn't have ash on it or all that jazz.
That's right.
I'm gonna try and just like take some ash on the ground, and I'm just gonna try and like just kind of make my fingers a little black, and then I'm gonna try and smudge the statue. Just like leave a little black mark on it or something.
Yeah. You do so. You kind of step back, waiting for it to magic it away, and it doesn't.
Interesting.
So, do we know if this dagger belongs to this K guy?
Actually, now that I think...
Do we know his name?
He who must not be named, bro.
Is his name Coldemort?
I have actually no clue.
It's Coldemort.
It might be. We don't know.
Yeah, can I try to recall some more information about this guy again? I want to see if I can remember his story a bit more.
His name is Kekna.
Kekna?
Yeah.
It's like Kek W, but with a
Yeah.
with an
Yeah,
N.
go ahead and roll me a history check. Sure.
Is it Kekna from Final Fantasy?
I was making a Vecna joke since we were butchering names.
Heck no.
Oh.
Wait, who's rolling for what?
Soul's rolling history to see if he remembers anything else about this dude.
History. Let me take advantage off. Unless Soul wants to help me.
I'm not a history buff, man. Sorry.
H! My rolls have gone down the drain again, guys. I'm sorry.
I'm back.
Custodian, they determine that the statue has presumably been disenchanted and the water is no longer holy. As Soul, you're looking at it, you no longer feel a haze in your mind. However, it's still just a little bit beyond your grasp. You remember a story of a wizard that protected Heronheart from a dragon in its darkest time of need.
Huh. Hey, Custodian. Can you
Yeah.
try and remember that wizard's name again? I believe he was a protector of Heronheart.
All right, I'm gonna go back into my memory banks and
Your memory banks? Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, roll at it with advantage again.
Come on, do that once.
The haze is
Just
gone, but you still
delete
can't remember.
Oh no!
that's a 4 and a
Files seem to have
5.
corrupted. I'm sorry.
No!
Might that be accurate to his character? The memory is no longer there.
Yes.
No pointer error.
There is no difference from your rolling earlier and your rolling now. You had access to the same amount of knowledge. It's just Custodian being
Custodian.
being all rusty.
Well,
I'm afraid I still cannot remember.
Boys, I think it's pretty clear to see that the magic is gone. This is not Disney World, and well, we done did it, alright? So I don't know how long you guys want to stand there and like with your thinking caps on, but I don't really see you don't seem to be accomplishing much.
When you go back to Disney World as an adult.
hold on. Disney World is amazing as an adult. I can attest.
Wait, so, is there any, like, keyhole or whatever on the statue?
No? Not that you can see? You want to roll an investigation check?
Right up the butt.
Another failed investigation. Oh?
Oh?
Oh!
Okay.
Ah,
Hey, I'll tell you something cool, Vale. As you look at the statue, there is one difference you can see. You don't see a keyhole. I don't know why you're asking about a keyhole. But what you do see...
Stick the dagger in? I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta say, you're more creative about that than I am. Alright, so you looking at the bottom of the statue,
is it cracked?
you see a small name plaque
Ooh.
that was rubbed and cracked before. Now says Karsus, God of Time.
Ooh.
Oh!
Interesting.
Okay, hold on.
That's why you were saying 353k Karsus matters. Last session.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, bro, I just had a crazy idea, man. Okay, now listen, hear me out. So I'm seeing this God of Time thing, right? And I'm thinking to myself, well, if this hourglass thing has to do with time, right? What if we could rewind time and bring the city back to like what it used to be, man? Wouldn't that be crazy, bro? It'd be like an anime moment or something. Like, I don't know, man. It would be crazy, right?
You are a compendium of knowledge of places and things that I have no clue what you're saying. What is this anime? What is this Disney World?
What are these
Older man,
Mexicans?
you just need to be on a few more adventures, alright?
Mexicans!
They're always standing off.
Out of context. What are these Mexicans?
So good.
Anyways, that was just a shower thought. We can move on now.
Yeah, I feel like we've discovered the intent behind his Veservion's attack here now.
So, can we go and look around the keep now?
We can. But I think we
wanna
found
go?
the secret of Heronheart.
But
I
it.
think we're good.
I mean, but we might want to see if anybody even is alive in the whatever the
Yeah.
keep,
So
because we
Cas-
still haven't like. Sorry to interrupt. We still haven't
Sorry.
actually like solved the investigation, I guess.
Right.
And I definitely don't want to let the Sean know that we have what we have.
True.
So
so custodian. First thing you did, touch the plant with the dagger. No real reaction. The plant appears to just kind of lightly bend around it, and almost like just give it a little tug before like returning to its normal status.
So it wants to hold it. Okay, I'll give the plant the dagger.
You give the plant the dagger, and like you immediately see the tiny twig that is trying to like hold its weight just like sink against your shoulder, and like you can tell it's like about to break.
Oh,
The plant acts on your initiative. On your
it needs
turn, you
to-
can command it with.
it needs to be more powerful. I need to get it to be a bigger plant, and then it can have a knife.
That's right. Then it can hold stuff for you.
Mhm.
Until then, so assuming Vale announced the name Karsus to everybody, which I think it's fair to say, custodian. The name Karsus floods your archives with ancient information, corrupted, ancient. You're old, custodian, really old. This city, you remember it. It didn't look like this. It was surrounded by jungles, as far as the eye could see. This was in the early days of colonization. There was a man, someone you could call a friend, master, lord, someone even worthy to accept the mantle of Arxes. He gave his life to ensure this city would live when a dragon attacked. But when he did, something happened. He didn't just die, he became something.
Dagger.
A higher form of consciousness. Looking at it now, you realize the people of this age are glorifying this individual before you as a god. You remember conversation. The plant. You were carrying it. In a pot, then. A vessel designed to withstand destruction. But it did. You do not know who assailed you, if it was simply the ravages of time, or the devices of someone who wished to do your master harm. You remember you needed to take it somewhere, but you don't remember where. All of this in the flickerings of a second.
No, man, don't do it. It's not.
All of you see Custodian's limbs just kind of stiffen slightly as he goes into memory shock.
It's like, if anyone who sees his one functioning eye, that's well, I guess you wouldn't necessarily know that the other one isn't functioning, but the yellow one just like flickers. It's like a small light show over the course of a couple seconds.
Hey, bro, you alright in there, man?
You're having a stroke?
I have remembered many things.
Give it about 30 minutes.
I-
And you'll feel great.
I knew this man.
Are you guys like buds or something, or like did you used to hang
I-
out, or like?
Amigos?
I do not know. Fully. I must think for a moment.
Well, is it is the statue Karsus?
Yes.
So you knew Karsus, the god of time.
Not as a god.
Okay. So before he ascended to godhood,
Did he
Yes.
ascend godhood?
was his name Karsus then?
Yes, I believe.
Well, that's really cool. How old are you?
It's really
I do not know.
That's unfortunate.
Very.
I had no idea that birds could become gods. That's pretty crazy, man. That's
I
the
don't
first
think
I heard of
Karsus
that.
was a bird.
I mean, look at him. He's standing right there. Points to the giant heron.
Uh,
I might have to start showing some more respect to birds, man. I all this time, man. I just thought they were, like, a nice treat on the weekends if you can catch them.
the bird was his familiar, though.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I knew that. I was just testing you. I'm glad that you picked up on that. I was hoping I would fool you and do a little
Insight
bit,
check.
but I guess you picked up on it this time. All right then.
Insight check. Did he actually know that?
One of these days we have
22
to start calling
deception.
him out.
Oh, hold on. I'm actually rolling insight.
Go for it.
Hold on.
I'm not.
hold
I'm
on.
not just gonna drop my act all of a sudden. Come on.
It's pretty good deception.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He
If
absolutely
I
do that,
didn't
man.
roll so low, I actually could have gotten better. I have decent insight.
Yeah.
at
I
this
love
point-
Sly's impenetrable defense of good luck. Consistently.
I'm a gambler for a reason, baby.
Yeah.
At this point, Custodian is after thinking for a moment while this conversation was going on, speaks to the party. How long ago was this city built?
How long ago was the city built?
I don't know. I haven't been on this continent for a while, so.
Actually, oh, do I need to roll a history check?
History, yeah.
How old am I?
Yeah.
Like 60 or 70? I don't remember.
19.
Bro, you could be like.
Where was
my
that
dad
roll
or
for my
something.
insight?
That's crazy.
Hermit was one of the first cities established by the Leonic Empire when they first colonized Lunos.
Oh.
Ironically,
Ah.
you think
Isaac.
the founding date of Heronheart predates this millennia very slightly.
Isaac.
Yeah.
I am aged 50, and if I remember correctly, I've only been on this continent for maybe 20 years.
Okay.
I believe Heronheart was founded a bit before this millennium, so it's very old.
Yeah. So, like, if you look at the year 353, so when that gets to 1,000, that's a millennium. So, and it restarts. So, at least 350 years ago.
So yeah, Heronheart's probably around 400, 500 years old or so.
I remember the colonization.
I mean, it was one of the first colonies here, actually, yeah.
Then I have been inactive for. I have become very aged.
I can't believe you're finally actually accepting that, man. Like, you know how many times I tried to tell you that for like, at least like we had at least a couple discussions. You know what
We've
I
had
mean, bro?
more than a couple. We've been trying to tell you for a while that you're pretty old.
Yes,
You want us to get you a cane.
That would be
will
adorable.
not be necessary.
I'm gonna start making my way towards the castle. I want to do some more investigating. I want to go back through the door and everything.
I'll go with
I'll
you.
go with him to make sure he doesn't die.
I appreciate it.
Well, you're pretty nice at the ticket to a paycheck right now, and I'm really broke.
Doesn't really matter if he dies, but I do like his little lizard boy, so I guess I'll go with.
Little lizard boy over there actually can talk to you. You know that, right?
No, he
It can-
can't,
it
because
can
I don't speak
understand.
Draconic, bro.
Shame, I'm gonna start
Wait,
talking
you
to
don't?
Oro in Draconic.
No, I
Oh.
don't speak Draconic, man.
Yeah. Shame. I'm gonna start talking to it in Draconic.
Yeah, Oro has kind of like a little draconic bark and sadness as you can't speak draconic.
I can translate for you, Oro, if you want me to.
I like pat him on the head, and I'm like, I know, bro, I know.
Well, I probably thinks it's because he's too stupid to talk in normal speak.
I actually don't know how intelligent Oro is without looking at his stats.
Yeah, what's his
But I think
intelligence score?
I
Does he
think it's an
intelligence-
8. I think it's like decent.
Sure. So he's capable of intelligent thought, not very intelligent thought. but
Yeah, intellect
He's-
is 8, so
yeah. He's I've struggled with an Oros voice because I remember you not super liking the one I had picked out. I don't remember the one I had picked out. So
it was
what-
just like very like
should I go?
raspy and crass, like so that wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Should I
It
go for a
wasn't
more
that I just-
sophisticated Oros?
I
not
wouldn't say
with an 8.
sophisticated.
Not with an 8 in intellect. I think I just wanted it to be more playful. It could be very like guttural and very like rigid and stuff like you had already had it, but like I just wanted it to be more like I wanted his personality to be more like playful and outgoing, I think.
He's a dog.
It'll
Yeah.
be like the opposite of Carl, the plant that we encountered in the one shot.
Wait, what?
I'm not even going to ask.
Carl Weezer, the giant plant that.
You guys not watch the live
That's
stream.
Jimmy's mom. Oh, not Jimmy's mom.
You didn't watch the live
Talk just
stream,
like
I
that,
think,
Carl, just like that.
Yeah.
But it was like a giant, like, deadly plant. It was wonderful.
Yo, plant.
Yeah, I'll work on it. Get back to you. But yes, Oro responds and informs you that it is a great shame that you cannot speak Draconic,
So
Like
it's
what-
a great shame they can't speak Draconic.
like lesser creatures.
Oof.
The best to leave
I'm not
it
saying
at
that one.
It's a dragon kind. It's a
A
they all
dragon.
they all have
Very
they all,
odd.
they all have pride problems. Let's be real. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I feel like at this point I relate to dragons very well. I don't think all of them have pride problems. Just most of them.
the vast majority. All right.
There is a thing called draconic arrogance.
There is.
Kind of
You have a point.
famous.
Okay. So what are we doing here? I might have missed some people along the way.
I'm wanting to investigate the castle because I don't think that we actually solved the investigation necessarily.
Okay. Vale wants to venture towards the castle. Anybody else want to do anything here?
Me and Sly are going along with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Custodian? Sly?
I am riding my faithful steed to wherever he may take me.
That's
Um.
all right.
So real quick though, like I don't actually know if he is able to mount Oro yet. I know I cannot
yeah.
because he is small.
He's small.
um,
Sly's also small, so probably not. At least, like, not without like putting like significant pressure on the poor guy's spine.
Well, so at level like 7th level ranger, I can actually mount Oro and he becomes medium. So that's
Right.
why I was bringing that up. I don't know if that like makes a difference. or not.
Okay. So you're saying you can mount him when he's medium.
Yes.
So that's odd. But I guess that would mean Sly can probably ride him now,
I mean,
since he's the same.
if anything, like
the same
for
size.
roleplay reasons, I guess could ride him around, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna like
not for
try and do
combat
this in
reasons.
combat. Yeah, I'm
Well,
not
yeah.
gonna like try and metagame it. I'm just having fun.
Glorious
Yeah.
Drake rider. Okay. And Custodian, what are you doing, sir?
I want to see how much how much memory of this place has been unlocked with what little knowledge I have.
Well, it's obviously quite different, both from time and the ravages of this dragon. However, You remember the keep. The oldest structure in the city, built first to keep the monsters out during the War of Secession. Remember your master had plans for something there, some structure he planned on building. To stand the test of time, he said.
And my master is referring to Karsus?
Yeah,
Okay.
the individual you knew was Karsus.
Hey, what?
Cool.
I thought your master was Xerxes or whatever his name was.
Now, Arxes is at a higher level master, you know. There are many levels. I am a lowly custodian.
What?
There's probably, like, also somebody else that was directly above me that was, like, in between me and Karsus, you know. Like the regional manager or whatever.
Regional manager.
And Karsus just ended up becoming a god somehow?
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I did that. Probably not.
Why did I write in my notes, jump plus step of the wind is awesome?
Because it is.
It is.
I mean,
It's just...
Oh!
you're trying to help out your future self. Just don't forget this. It's very important. It's very fun.
Okay, so would I happen to remember that anything about the dragon that Karsus sacrificed himself to protect the city from?
As you focus on the concept of the dragon, everything begins to become very familiar. The creature was a great red. At the time, you did not know its name, only that it was coming and that it was formidable, from the west. Now you think you know the name. Berservion.
Mental connections, building story, lore.
So,
Power overwhelming.
Austin, quick question. Was,
Yeah,
like,
man.
was my question spot on? Like, Berservion couldn't beat him before, but he felt like he could probably do it now?
There's something to it. You'll find out, I suppose.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you guys had a lot of speculation, much of which was spot on.
Yes! Let's go!
I feel
Say
so
that.
good.
Yeah.
I feel so good.
Or like at least along the right track, right? Anyways,
Yeah.
So Custodian making these revelations, kind of murmuring to himself. Do you follow your party as they slowly march towards the keep once more?
Very slowly, almost absent-mindedly, yes.
All right. All right. Gazing one last time at the statue, you pass by, venturing towards the keep. You all enter in. Unlike last time, there are no hitches, no magical barriers to stop you. You walk seamlessly into the courtyard, within which there is quite a few bodies, all of which have been burned.
What?
Are they piled up like the ones that were outside?
They are not. They're kind of scattered everywhere, kind of willy-nilly, many of them attempting to get inside. You see a couple of them kind of hiding under the awning of a fountain. They're kind of assuming the fetal position, burned to a crisp where they sat.
So it had to have been the dragon hitting the statue then, yeah?
So I think what happened is that the dragon didn't know about the spell that was on the gate. Or
Oh, so wait. So the spell was just on the gate, not on the keep itself?
I think that might be what happened because the keep was very badly burned from what we saw even outside the gate.
Oh, I see. Okay. I missed that then.
There was some kind of compulsion spell on the walls. So you're having trouble getting over the walls, but yes.
Okay. So we're in like the courtyard area of the keep, right?
Yeah, yep.
Can I keep walking? I want to get into the keep.
Yeah, looking about, you see just a few structures within the walls. You see a small barracks building, probably like an armory of some sort. You see a fountain. You see another small area, which is probably like a garrison mess or something like that. And then looking forward, you see kind of the primary castle keep structure, where assumably the nobles of the city would have tried to hide away.
Well, do we need any supplies, gentlemen?
Maybe, actually. I'll go look through them.
Can you try and detect magic?
Sure. Are we on a time limit, or should I waste should I spend some of my energy? That's poorly worded. Like, in other words, should I ritual cast it, or just go ahead and spend a slot?
What slot would you spend?
Detect magic, I believe, is a first level.
How many do you have left?
It is a first level, and I have 2 left out of 4.
I don't think we're too pressed for time. We should probably go ahead and ritual cast it.
Alright. I'll sit down on the floor and begin casting.
Yeah, you cut that shit out.
What?
Sit down on the floor and fall asleep.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm about to fall asleep in my chair.
Okay, so what are you casting?
Detect
magic.
Okay, where?
Just in the courtyard.
You're just gonna sit down right where you stand and proceed to cast the ritual?
Yeah, wherever everyone's loitering, I'll just kind of sit down in the midst of them.
Sure. Marcus informs everybody he's casting the ritual and proceeds to do so. And you're going to be taking 11 minutes, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually...
While he's doing that...
It's technically just 10 minutes and 8 seconds, because it's normally an action to cast.
While he's doing that, I want to walk up to the door of, like, I guess the keep.
Yeah, absolutely. You walk up. It appears to have been barred, but you can clearly see the bar on the other side of the door, as the door has been mostly burned through. You see tiny little tongues of dragon flame eating away at the edges, even now.
Oof.
Can I go in? I want to try to go in.
I curse the flames in Draconic under my breath.
What do you say in Draconic? Because I understand Draconic.
Are you close enough to me?
I have good hearing.
I basically call him a POS
Ha.
for killing all of the people around here.
Fair enough.
The flames, while sentient, and if they spoke a language would be draconic, only have one purpose, and that is to burn.
Burn. Yeah.
They do not need the capacity to speak a language. So, looking in, you see an area kind of filled with ash and smoke. Obviously, there's still a fire going somewhere deep in the keep.
Am I able to open the door?
Sure, roll me an athletics check.
Oh.
And I'm assuming you are attempting to reach through the burnt hole and, like, unbar the door.
If I try and do that, I'm going to cast Shillelagh, and try and use my my stick to unbar it. Shillelagh!
Sure. I would actually say that would give you advantage. Go for it.
Okay.
No, I think he's just trying to unbar the door so it can swing open. 11 in athletics, not quite cutting it. You attempt to shove your shillelagh down kind of a tiny crevice between the bar and the door. The angle is a little tough, and you're not able to really wedge it as you would like to.
Some help.
Yeah, I'm trying, obviously, not to touch the dragon flame, because I don't want to deal with that anguish, obviously.
Do you need some help?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty tired.
Can I borrow
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's here. Marcus is probably a good 20 feet away in the courtyard. He's the only one not really present.
Can he borrow my shillelagh?
Can't we just give you advantage? and
No, to be
we're-
clear, ritual doesn't require you to be motionless. So he could be following if you would like.
Yeah, like,
It's just you won't be able to really focus on what's happening around you. It might not be safe.
yeah, that's fair.
How sturdy does the door look? It's partially rotted through, but you can tell in its prime this was a very sturdy-looking keep door.
This would be a great.
Presumably, the metal parts of it are still relatively sturdy.
Yes. Yeah, there's some metal banding kind of running vertically, and then there's a wooden bar on the opposite side, keeping the doors together and closed.
It's just a wooden bar.
Yep, it is a wooden bar on the opposing side.
Can I try and kick it?
Like it's hefty. Well, it's like imagine like it's about like
Like, if you
waist
took
height
a
or a
red-
little bit higher, and imagine the part of the door that is burnt through is about head level or a little bit lower. So you are reaching through the holes in the door.
And it's
To
probably a very heavy piece of wood, I would
Right.
assume.
I was trying
Very
to
heavy.
break it.
You just want to kick the door?
Yeah, I was trying to break the bar behind the door if I could.
There isn't really a good angle for that. You could be trying to break it through the door, like just smashing the door so hard, hopefully the bar splinters.
What were you
Sure.
wanting to do, Custodian?
I wanted to try and thorn whip the bar.
Sure. How tall are you?
6'6".
Great height.
Well,
you,
we are all tall boys.
you lean
Oh,
over the hole, reach up your wooden arm, and a thorn whip grabs the bar, and I want you to roll me an athletics check with advantage.
Cool. Am I trained in that? I am. Watch me get a 6.
Uh,
It's a 19.
You see Custodian kind of pull back and leverage the thorn whip, against the edge of the door. As after a few moments, you hear a just the bar collapsing to the ground as the whip goes slack, having accomplished what it is. You see the doors are still quite heavy and don't really open of their own accord, but hypothetically you should be able to open them now.
Alright, let's push. Yeah.
I kind of want to just like bash it, try and bash the door in with my armored shoulder, not the one that has not the wooden
Sure.
arm. So it'd be the
Yeah,
right
yeah.
side.
Everybody just kind of throws their weight into it. Everybody just roll me collective athletics checks
Alright.
as parts of the wood and metal
Shit, I thought
cauterized to the
I
surrounding
thought I had the
material.
5 and I was like, how? I have a 5 in athletics. How did I roll a 0?
No!
Sly's just like sitting on Oro and just like
Oh.
lifts a finger and like helps push.
So, Soul and Custodian definitely pulling the brunt of the weight here. You needed at least 2 successes, and it was a relatively low DC, so you do succeed. But
Awesome.
everybody else, like it's basically when like you're
Aren't we
you're moving furniture, and there's like 2 professional movers there, and you're like, I'm helping, not really. And so you're just those 2 just blast the door open with their shoulders, both of the doors, and you other 2 just kind of stumble in. As smoke kind of clogs your nostrils as it spills out of the corridor, venturing upwards into the sky out of the opening.
That was a hefty door. Good thing everyone pulled their own weight.
I have a strange question for the DM.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming that the smoke is probably going to become an issue here. So if I were to create water and then use shape water to make a bubble around my head like an astronaut, since I am amphibious, could I get my oxygen from the water rather than having to get my oxygen from the environment and thus avoid all of the penalties of like breathing smoke and like probably dying?
You could. Gradually, the ash and such will infect the water bubble, but it will be much slower going as it's a different state of matter, right? It's water, not air.
He could even like keep swirling the water so that it doesn't just like dilute as fast.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, walking in, it's not like immediately an issue, but it's definitely like the smell of smoke is prevalent. You feel your eyes watering slightly. You don't have to do that quite yet, but if you want to, you could.
I'll wait until I need to, and then I'll start burning those.
Great. All right. So Marcus kind of murmuring in the back as you see tiny arcane sigils kind of flying off of his hands as he attempts to detect magic. Marcus, you've got probably another minute or two there. Proceeding forward, you are immediately led into a large hall. Think like a dining room type area. This is probably the source of most of the flame that you've been smelling. You see that the roof of the keep over this dining hall type area has totally caved in, or more likely bashed in, as dragons like to do. And from this cavity in the ceiling spewed dragon flame. You can see everyone who sat at the tables, huddled into corners, fetal positioned. And at the far end of the chamber, sitting on a slightly declined throne, as is the tradition of Leonic rulers, most likely the Reeve of Herrenheart, essentially the governor of the city.
What just happened?
They did.
Utterly burnt corpses, yep.
Oh, okay.
Do I know any of this keep? Is any part of this familiar?
Some very ancient, vague imagery kind of coming into your mind. You recall towards the middle of the keep, in a secure area near the courtyard. Not near the courtyard, near the garden is where Karsus intended to build whatever it is he intended to build, which you think is still ahead of you somewhere. But all of this has changed so much over the years.
So the garden wasn't in the entryway or whatever that we.
Not the primary courtyard next to the gate.
I'm gonna check because I'm curious to see if this place has been penetrated yet. Besides by our party, I'm gonna like walk up to a corpse. Anything that's like not incinerated on this corpse, like would I like see kind of like their belongings and stuff, or does it look like somebody's already picked this stuff clean?
So, I won't have you roll anything because at this point you're quite used to it, having examined many of the other bodies you've seen. But you definitely get the impression that the belongings this individual might have had once have either totally incinerated or been grafted to their skin from sheer heat.
Wow. And then you said there was like the Reeve, like the governor sitting up there, like just kind of like trying to like eyeball him, and I can make a perception check if need be. Do I see like anything like near him or on his person that doesn't look like it's in the same shape?
So, one thing you don't see is a crown or any kind of simple band that would indicate leadership. Metal like that would likely at least leave a bit of a bump on his forehead where it melted in. But you see nothing of the sort. As Sly kind of walks down the hall, examining the governor.
Yeah, that makes me curious.
What's everybody else doing?
The garden. I must go see if the thing was built.
I'm gonna follow Custodian because I don't know what else to do.
What is Sly doing?
I was basically trying to figure out if people, like, if there have been, like, thieves and stuff in here. And I'm pretty confident that either something happened to the crown before man's freaking burned alive, or somebody's been in here before us.
We aren't in the bed chambers or anything, are we?
Nope,
The
this
crowd?
is like an eating hall. Yep.
Okay. I kind of want to try and find the bed chambers, or I want to try and go down. What kind of doors are around me?
You see two doors on either side of the far wall from where you came in. Imagine just like a rectangle, right? Kind of on either side of the throne, and then you see two doors on either side, venturing both east and west out of the hall on either side.
6 doors total, or 4 doors?
Yes, 6 doors total, excluding the ones you came through to get here.
Right. Okay. Well, Sly, looks like there's a lot to see here. Do you wanna accompany me and try and see what we can find out?
Sounds like a plan, man. Let's do it.
All right. Well, you're the gambling man. What door?
I'm gonna pull out a thing of dice and I'm gonna roll. Since you said there's 6, I can just roll a d6, right?
Exactly, yeah.
All right, come on, big money, big money, big money, big money. We're poor, we're poor, we're poor.
From the 9 o'clock position to the 3 o'clock position.
It's a 4.
All right, looks like it's behind the throne.
1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yes, to the right of the throne.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
That was one of the ones I wanted to go to.
So yeah, you go in the opposite door to Custodian as he kind of goes left.
I guess I'll follow Sly and Veiled in since the group is splitting up.
And at this point, Marcus, you are able to cast Detect Magic successfully.
Ooh, okay, cool.
All right, so Custodian, if you figure out what that dagger does in the garden or whatever you all are looking for, let us know. We'll see what else we can find out. All right.
And watch out, I think somebody might have been here looting already, alright?
We'll keep an eye out. Or at least we'll try to.
Custodian
Yell
says you know
really
he
loud if anything goes wrong.
Okay. So yeah, you both you enter the two parties enter through the 2 doors here. You both look right and left respectively and just see each other. In a small lobby area, kind of behind the eating area, behind the throne.
Wow, that was fast.
You see light pouring in through ruined, kind of boiled windows. Tons of like cave-ins. You see entire corridors that are blackened with rubble, and basically impassable for anyone who doesn't want to perform an excavation. You see, looking kind of to your left and right, respectively, towards the kind of the inner structure, you see an archway with various kind of well-spaced wooden pillars that lead into a well-lit exterior area with bits of rubble, kind of having fallen all around. You see a small pond, flowers all around. And Custodian, at the heart of it, you see probably arranged 10, 20 feet back up into the garden, the triangular structure you saw wherever you went before. The shrine.
Yo!
Is the stand there as well?
Masked by plants. You'll have to get closer.
Okay, well,
almost-
I'll walk up to the shrine then.
Almost eerie how this garden area appears mostly untouched. You
Does
don't
it
know
look
why.
like the wasteland or whatever, but with growth and vegetation.
It looks so vastly different. The only thing you can really tell is that the geography is right. Herrenheart is built on a hill, and this structure might be the summit of that hill. It's arranged perfectly on flat ground at the very top of it.
Could that thing have taken us through time?
I wish to observe the shrine.
Okay, you walk through into the garden. Various smells attempt to blot out the horrible smell of burnt corpses. Mostly fails, but it is beautiful nonetheless. Walking forward, you don't see any object resembling the dagger in your hands in the shrine. However, the pedestal where it might have sat or hovered is empty.
I'll look at the dagger for just a second. And, yeah, I'm gonna stick it in there. Just...
Shove it way up there.
Come on.
All right.
I am right next to him.
Just gonna
You
like
do
hold
so.
it above the pedestal.
You hold it out there, and you see a brief glow of golden runes as the dagger flips its tip, almost touching the base of the pedestal. Nothing further appears to occur. It is now weightless, gently floating in the air.
What if you turn it a little bit?
So, if I just like touch it, does it seem to like snap back into that position, or does it just like drift?
It bobs ever so slightly, but yeah, it kind of resets its position.
Okay.
So it's like a
What is-
magnet as opposed to it being truly weightless.
Is the hourglass like? Is it like on its side, where like half the sand's in one and half sand's in the other, and it's not moving between the chambers?
No, actually, the blade, the hourglass is arranged in a vertical way as to align with the blade,
Okay, got it.
and all of the grains of sand are located in one half of the hourglass.
Which one?
It is the top one as you hold the dagger upright, the blade facing up.
Which way is it?
So opposite of
positioned?
what gravity would put it into.
Yes, and that was as you were holding it upright as well.
And it's not moving.
Right? Not the grains aren't moving at all.
Okay. Because someone suggested this, if I do try to flip it, I would assume it just snaps back into position.
Yeah, it kind of resists you a little bit, and kind of just gently flips and then resets.
Okay.
No further magical effects, unfortunately.
Have we seen the grains of sand move any?
No.
Okay.
Probably, fortunately, if I'm being honest, because we don't know what that would do.
You detect a magic. You detect abjuration. Marcus, on both the garden and the shrine. Lesser
I'm not
on
in the garden. I'm with the other group.
You're gazing
We're
out.
all together.
Yeah, you went through parallel doors to the same place.
Oh, interesting.
So you're gazing out at the garden as well. So you're welcome to help out in this investigation as well if you'd like. But there's abjuration magic coming from the garden as well as the shrine, but much greater magic coming from the shrine and the weapon now hovering in the shrine.
Do I see any
Weapon is
buttons or anything like
abjuration
that?
What's that?
The dagger is abjuration magic as well?
That's right.
Really? Alright. Oh, yeah, probably it's trying to contain something. Alright, I will point that out.
Or is there any buttons or anything around? Like, do I see anything, like, out of the ordinary that I might be able to investigate?
You gotta press the stone button to activate all the redstone in there.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Roll me just a perception check as you gaze about, see if there's anything more interesting in the garden area.
Can I hype myself up and give myself guidance?
Sure, man.
Alright, I'm gonna slap my cheeks. Give myself a pep talk.
Yeah. All right.
Love how unenthused you are, Austin.
All right. Yeah. 26.
Alright, I got 30. Baby,
30?
let's go.
Yeah. All right. So something interesting you see. Looking up, you can see the garden is open. It's kind of an open rectangle, but you can see on the kind of the upper awning areas that connect it with the rest of the keep structure, massive dragon marks, like claw marks, where a creature you don't even want to consider the size must have perched high up on the walls above the garden. Their orientation would indicate they were gazing down at the garden.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Oh.
But the garden looks untouched, unfazed, unscathed, right?
It does. And as you're looking, you see massive scorch marks on all of the walls surrounding the garden. And all of the corridors leading around the garden, except for the one you came through, were utterly collapsed.
Wow.
Alright, so I'm like kind of like nudging Sly and pointing like all these things out kind of like quietly to him. I'm just like, dude.
If his
I
massive
really-
eyes could get any bigger, they would be.
They've just dilated like
Yeah.
the pupils. So I really as much as I think this guy's a jackass, I'm very glad he's not here right now.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to tango with him quite yet. I mean, I have the spear and all, but I think I need a little bit more experience killing dragons before I go up against him. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, we gotta start small, but not like Oro small, like a little bit like higher small.
For real, bro. That's what
So
I'm
you're
saying.
I'm
thinking
with
baby
you.
dragon territory.
Yeah.
And Custodian,
Baby red dragon.
as you walk through the garden, around the shrine, the plant seems to stretch out as the various flora in the area seem to give off puffs of golden powder, pollen, floating lazily along in the air, collecting in various places along your wooden facade, and along the twigs and the leaves, as though gravitating towards it.
Wait,
It's just
the
gonna
little
watch
golden
this
specks are
happen.
going towards the plant now?
Yep, all the little
Let's
pollen,
go!
little pollen particles are going towards the plant.
He's like an enchantment table in real life.
It
sorry.
functions off of plants as opposed to bookshelves.
Exactly. I don't have like speak with plants enabled or anything like that. I don't know if that's like a spell I can get. I forget.
I'm pretty sure it is. You're a druid.
Yeah, I thought it
A
was.
druid should.
But like, can I like, just kind of like get down to the roots of it all and just kind of like nature check and kind of
Yeah, man.
like vibe check the plants, see what's going on.
Yeah, nature check.
Vibe check the plants.
Just goes up
16.
and punches him.
No.
How you vibing plant?
Sure. All of the various plant life you're seeing are different. That's the first thing you notice. There isn't a single plant here that looks anything like the plant growing out of Custodian, yet they are all apparently adding some form of biomass or pollination to Custodian.
Okay, guys, do I have permission to burn a 3rd level spell slot on plant growth in here?
Yeah, send it.
You can do whatever you want.
I'm not in control.
All right, yeah. Sly's going to just kind of like, as he's like kind of like sitting on the ground or whatever, he's just kind of like gonna like sit down and like kind of cross his legs and then just like put his hands like just like nest them into the grass, and then just start pouring energy into it and cast a plant growth on the area.
Okay, would you mind posting that for me? So I know the extent of the power.
Sure.
Very cool.
Unlimited power.
By the power of Grayskull!
It's that big controlling thing that I use a lot at the start of fights.
Vitality, there are 2 possible uses.
This is the short term. I'm not doing like the 8-hour thing.
Long plants that become thick and overgrown. Interesting. That's really interesting, Sly. I didn't expect you to do this.
I was gonna do it if you didn't, so.
Okay, when you cast a spell, you reach for kind of the plants and begin feeding them magical energy, essentially, and try to supercharge them. However, you're realizing that as you are giving them this energy, they are processing in such a way that it is not going towards them. They are not growing.
It's going to him.
Don't be such a big boy.
The pollen seems to kind of explode off of many of the plants and kind of coalesce onto Custodian.
Dick.
Custodian is currently frozen, trying to figure out what's going on with all of this pollen.
Does it look like his plant is getting bigger?
A bit, yeah. So Custodian, after probably a minute or two of this occurring, everybody just kind of watching in awe, all of the tiny bits of golden bioluminescence in the garden slowly fades. Everything begins to wither.
No.
As Custodian, I need you to roll me a d10.
Oh dear.
Oh.
To die.
It's usually a D4.
Oh, that's
Custodian-
good.
What's going on?
Custodian, you gain 8 hit points permanently.
Oh.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Oh,
What?
Does that increase my current HP as well?
It does, yep.
Cool.
Dick.
I have become a buffer boy.
Okay. And if you want to record that for future posterity, that is from the Garden of Karsus.
You see like a solemn look on like Sly's face as he like watches all the plants, but then just kind of like a bittersweet smile as like he like looks at the plant that's on Custodian's back.
This is another thing.
You feel the wood growing. Wooden plates begin to layer themselves over bits of the armor. You feel the twigs strengthen and elongate. They do not have the power to grip anything, but they have ventured further into your core and strengthened your integrity. All right.
Cool.
And with that, it's 10:30. I think we probably call it here, guys.
Sick.
I have become slightly thicker.
Slightly.
I am.
That was
I am
cool.
a
That was
pencil
not at all
boy.
what I expected.
Yeah.
I like the whole like the vision of the area though. Like that was very vivid. Like I had a very good picture. That was cool.
Yeah. Thanks for everybody for playing. It's always a pleasure to get to play with Broken Bear with you guys. Finally, get to some good character meet. I've been hoping we would get to this soon.
Custodian
Character
finally
what?
has a purpose.
Finally, it was purpose.
Well, sort of.
Got the I've got the poll already up for
Oh, it's
MVP.
All right, let me go over there. Yeah, we had Marcus with some excellent investigations, magical surveillance. Custodian with general roleplay and character progression, definitely worthy. Sly with the pretty fun little growth there at the end. So for the record, it was going to be a D8, but you turned it to a D10.
Interesting.
Dick.
Cool.
That's
So it
so
would have
cool.
been an extra hit die, but it ended up being an extra hit die from a paladin instead.
That's right. That's right.
We each get 2 votes, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. Sly was here for the end of it, so
Yeah,
mid to end, I would say.
I wasn't here for the start of the session, so I don't know if I should vote because I kind of
Oh,
missed a lot of.
Feel free, man.
Nah, just vote, dude.
Okay.
We started because we knew we weren't really gonna get into a whole lot until you got here. Basically, that's what it came down to.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like we figured that it was gonna take some time to solve what was going on.
Yeah, that's what I kind of assumed as well. Was that there might be some puzzle cracking while I was gone. So I was hoping that would be the present.
So, are we at a point where we can ask what the actual puzzle was, or is there still more to it? Or
You may encounter stuff like this in the future, so I'll keep my mouth shut. But All the stuff you thought was like illusion or mind affecting magic was actually chronomancy. And it was
I
literally
wondered, yeah.
it was literally reversing the particles in your brain so that you couldn't remember what was happening.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I
So-
didn't.
So
I
we
didn't
were
consider
basically
chronomancy.
we were basically like on point that it was a mind loop though. Like it was
Right.
like we were basically like getting stuck in something.
Right. This is your first encounter with chronomancy, one of the great magics. It is abjuration school, for the record, and it is really hard to deal with, just in general.
I'll bet.
Chronomancy
And
isn't
there's a
that-
reason Custodian can deal with it that you'll hopefully find out later. But yes.
Custodian is actually a wizard. That's what the secret is.
No,
I
you're
lied to
a
you at the start of the session.
Yo, listen.
I feel like this might be a nature cleric. He's probably a cleric of Karsus without even knowing it.
So like the biggest hint that it was
entirely possible.
chronomancy, and I think actually Jeremiah figured this out, was when Marcus got his spell slot back, as though it never occurred at all.
I suspected it was chronomancy back when it was seeming like things were happening in a loop, but I didn't say anything about it because I figured I don't know what school of magic that is. But what really cemented it was getting the spell slot back, because that meant
Yeah,
something's going on here that brought that back. It's not a mental effect because you'd still lose the spell slot.
Yeah, chronomancy never occurred to me because I've never seen chronomancy so far before today.
Yeah,
And
so
last session.
one of my biggest things though is that like was custodian basically just a key to the puzzle, or did we actually like
There was absolutely ways to
solve
get around
the
it and able to get through without Custodian. But Custodian, basically, this was hopefully designed to get Custodian more involved, because
Yes.
this was mostly designed for him.
Okay.
Custodian is actually just a magical key for anything that's older than like 200 years.
That's right.
You can just stick him in there and it'll stop it from keeping you out.
I dig it though. It was sick because like the whole like city, it was like there's no plants. Like Custodian's like, oh well, I'm not gonna be able to do anything, and then like the key to the whole thing was him, which was crazy.
Yeah, well, Custodian had no reason to care about the city until he had his memory returned to him a little bit, so... I mean, it's a city that got attacked by a dragon, Rip City, but what are you gonna do about it?
Right.
Like,
We need to like identify that dagger before we just leave it.
I was
here,
really
by the way.
surprised you didn't identify it this session.
yeah. I mean, it's not going to be left there. Custodian is not leaving that.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I was gonna say it's not, unless he can't take it back. It's literally like
Yeah, just do me a favor and treat that dagger with reverence. Don't do anything too crazy with it until you know what's happening.
Now we're definitely selling it to the first vendor that we see.
All right.
Custodian is probably not going
It's
to
gonna
give it
become
to
like the
anyone,
holy
so-
water blender where we just like ended up wasting all of the holy
It's a
water.
holy water blender.
Holy water.
Oh, also,
Y'all remember that, right?
Yes, I do.
You guys have
I
good
remember it
experiences with
vividly.
holy water. The last holy water you encountered, poor Marcus. He's like, no,
I'm
my
so-
holy water.
I wanted to go in there because I don't have to breathe. So I
Yeah.
wonder what would happen if I was left there.
I mean,
Isaac,
I was just like, it's a fast pass to everything I wanted.
Isaac,
and death.
what is
Yeah,
your
potentially
obsession with dunking people in holy water, yourself and/or others?
Who else did I dunk in holy water?
That NPC that we took with us from the Silverhawk.
I didn't do that, did I?
Yes, you
Yep.
did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I
You
remember
literally
that.
slammed his face into holy water.
I remember that.
I remember that session because I was waiting for y'all to get into the city so I could be Thal.
Oh.
It took like 3 sessions.
It did. It took a little longer.
Oh, it's been 3 sessions since we had a long rest too.
Yeah. I'm,
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm
We've
waiting
been
with
doing
bated breath
more.
to see
Well-
how much XP we get, because if I get 400 XP, I level up. I just need 407. Come on.
I forgot. I need to have my character.
You
sheet
also
open.
get an XP boost because I'm
Nope.
technically, me and Sly are technically level 7.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
Si, senor.
407 is all I need, all things told.
I got time to pull up the chart. See
What is,
level 7 is.
What is level 7?
23.
23,000.
23. Okay, so I don't get it because
Okay.
I have that much.
Okay.
I have more than that.
Well,
Yep,
so
you
what
do not
is
get the boost.
what is XP distribution this time?
Yes, I'll get that to you one moment. Sorry about that. Forgot about. I'll go and post this in the main chat. So, you guys have basically. I think you've actually completed the quest at this point. I'll go ahead and give you quest XP.
Oh, excellent.
So, so everybody is going to be getting 1,500 plus sessions. So that is everybody's getting 1,750 this session.
Oh, and then so times 0.5?
Not
Feels
quite.
better.
Yeah,
I
the
don't think any
formula
of us are technically level
Formula-
7 yet.
varies. Oh, if somebody is higher level than you.
Yes.
We were technically level 7.
But you haven't leveled up yet, have you?
Oh, we got it last time though. So
Yes, I did say you could get it last time. So
Oh, okay.
feel free to double if you'd like.
So 1,700.
You would like.
seven-
Yeah,
seven-
guys. I'd prefer not
1750,
to take the extra.
And then MVP calculation.
Okay, so it's what 1750 times 0.5?
1.5.
No, if you're lower level, it's halved.
Well,
26.
I meant increased
The
by
rich get richer.
0.5.
Yeah, exactly.
So
There it is. And yeah, 785 to the MVP. Who did we decide on MVP?
Custodian.
Hey, Custodian, correct,
It's
man.
me. I did it. Hee hee.
You did it, man.
How
I
much
finally
is that?
leveled up. Let's
I am
go.
I am above
Calculator
23,000 now.
You do no longer get boosts after this.
Yeah, but I'm
Rugby
at
hit level 7.
24,155. So
This
I'm
is
at
take
great
it.
26,195.
Because this is probably one of the last chance you guys would have gotten to have that multiplier. So getting the
Yeah.
quest XP for while
Yeah.
you still have the multiplier is
Yep.
huge.
Yeah.
That's why you don't long rest. You gotta keep going, man.
Yeah, if I hit level 7 before getting the benefits of level 6 like I did with level 5, I'm gonna be upset. We were almost through level 5 by the time I got. No, we had gotten most of the way through level 6 before I ever got my level 6 bonuses.
okay, so real quick though, because we completed the quest, like I still want to explore the castle
Yeah.
for loot and stuff. RIP all the dead bodies. But
David,
you
do
know,
have level 7.
there are some rich people, I'm assuming, in
I do
Heronheart,
not have
and I
level
would
7,
like
I'm
to
nowhere
take their
near that
money.
much.
So
Yes.
Oh no, I mean
because
level
I
8.
don't have to
I
worry about
Uh,
morality because they're dead.
Is that the way that works?
At least in this case, yeah. Because like everybody's dead, not just like one or two people. It's like the whole city.